Are we rolling? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bussin' with the Boys, episode 146.
Correct.
146.
We've done so many, it's kind of fucking not so many as in 140 something, but we've done a lot these last couple weeks.
Yeah,
to where
there's
it's
been
kinda
so many.
What the fuck is even going on?
There's a lot of stuff that we got to talk to you guys about that's going to be beautiful, amazing, and wonderful. But before we get into that, we obviously have to talk about the most durable rival vehicle on the market, and that is the Chevy Silverado, our presenting sponsor of Bussin' with the Boys. Should I read this, or should I just say how great?
Well, it is almost draft day, and they got a couple little deals on there.
It's almost draft day, and everybody's got an idea of what their team needs. If you're looking to give your own team a winning season, you need the new 2022 Chevy Silverado.
Facts.
From the popular LT model all the way up to the top of the line, high country. These new 2022 Chevy Silverados have a redesigned interior, which gives the cabin a spacious and more premium feel. Available in a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Don't know why that was so difficult. Silverado also offers 12.3-inch reconfigured driver information center for new levels of personalization. Strap on the cleats and get off-road in Chevy's most capable off-road pickup. The first ever Silverado ZR2. Next level off-road capability right from the factory with Multimatic, that's a tough word, Multimatic DSSV dampers for more suspension travel. Front and rear electric looking differentials ensure that max power, I should have read this first, ensure that max power goes to all the wheels. Aggressive off-road cut. Okay. Aggressive off-road cut, front bumper, and large underbody skid plates. Silverado is as strong and dependable as the people that drive them. Put some muscle on your team and make your story strong. Make your story a strong one in the new 2022 Chevy Silverado. Silverado, strong, advanced, dependable, hardworking. I tell you what, dude, doesn't matter how many stutters, doesn't matter how many ifs, ands, or buts, I am still gonna get through that thing.
That was awesome.
That was fucking awesome. I don't know if you can curse on this.
Then better, you sit up even more upright. You get even closer. You start to see the glistening of the sweat come.
Yeah, I was hurting.
And I'm thinking to myself too, like you the last few times, like you've done a great job. You've like read them before, so then you just knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
That one you went straight back to the old ways. Hey, no looking, no nothing. Just look right at the screen and try to read it all.
Super tough.
That was fucking hilarious.
Very difficult, but I still believe in the Chevy Silverado. And I knew the whole time I was reading it, I was like, hey, might look like an absolute fucking idiot right now, but at least you're doing God's work with the Chevy Silverado.
I think people are going to enjoy it. I think people enjoy stuff like that more. That's me personally. Like if I'm listening, I'm giggling the whole time.
Everyone likes making fun of an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Here I am. Soak me in.
Dude, draft day is coming up.
I know. I'm stoked about it.
Since it's Wednesday that everybody's listening, the draft day's Thursday, right?
Draft day's a week from Thursday.
Oh, so we still got a week.
Yeah, we still got a week.
This week.
No, it's 10 days away. I was in my head, I'm like, carry the one. Bro, God, fucking energy's a little different in here right now.
Why you say that? Just because
I don't know. I think it's because I'm tired. And I'm quitting Zens right now.
Yeah. Why are you quitting Zens?
Dude, no joke. Yesterday was Easter, and I put my daughter to sleep, and I had 4, fucking 2 top deck, 2 bottom deck. And I'm like, I gotta sit down, and I'm like, I gotta go do this. And I was like, I don't really want to. And I'm like, fuck this, dude. Why am I doing this shit? I went over, trash can, dumped him out, and I was like, I'm fucking done with Zens. Flush the toilet, take the can, throw it outside, then went and got it and threw it in the trash can. And then like 3 hours went by.
Seems like, hang on, let's unpack that. That seems like a bit of a deal. You just snapped all of a sudden?
All of a sudden, I did that with Chew. I did that with pretty much just Chew. And then the 4 other times I quit Zens too. Is I've always like, it's like I'm doing it, everything's all good. Then all of a sudden I'm like, why am I doing this? I should not be doing this. I just stopped.
You don't think you'll get back on it once you're around the boys in the facility?
No. All I have to do is get past these next 3 days and I'm straight. But I will tell you, I feel a little foggy behind the eyes and I feel a little irritated and a little more tired.
Uh-oh.
So it's tough. But I got to last, 48 more hours? And I also hate the fact of being like something controlling me. I can't stand that something has a hold of me the way it does right now.
Like the Zens? You're saying the Zens have so much power over you?
They have so much power over me. And I just got to take that power away.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect that.
It was but that was that's probably why my mood is the way it is right now.
Now, let's say this though, is this done? Like,
Yeah, I'm
you don't
done.
think you'll ever do it again?
No, I don't think that at
never
all.
say never. You know what I mean?
Justin Bieber said that first.
You already said you quit 4
I
times.
will for sure not do it until 2023. For sure.
2023.
Yeah.
And you're saying it'll be longer than that, but you never know if you're just like,
yeah.
Let me
The
get
issue is saying never because it's so difficult and it's so easy to get trapped into these motherfuckers, dude. They fucking.
Hey, you're taking the power back. You're taking the power back.
I'm taking the power back. That is true. And I appreciate you just seeing my truth.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome that you're quitting.
Yeah.
Like my dad, when he quit stuff, he goes cold turkey. I know I've said it before, but when he quit chew, obviously he now chews again. But one
choose the hardest thing to quit.
Yeah, when he quit one time, it was cold turkey, and he would literally take raw oatmeal, just the oats, and put it in his lip because you apparently like everybody, they just gotta have something in their lip.
Yeah, there's a oral fixation you have there. It's like you're so used to doing one thing.
Fucking oats.
It's really not that crazy of an idea. I've heard people putting grass in their mouth, just like actual taking grass from the ground.
You do that?
Put it in their lip. No. When I quit chew, I was like, I'm done. Because I remember when I was in Bradenton, Florida, at IMG Academy, and me and Zach Mettenberger had this gallon of like a gallon of water that I drank on the way down there, and I kept it.
Who's your girlfriend at the time?
I was dating Reagan. Why does that matter?
Because every story you have, you always have this girl that first and last name that you always just.
I know. I was always in a relationship, but I actually wasn't dating Reagan. It was
funny to me.
It was one of the very short times of my life I was single.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me and Karen just broke up. Me and Reagan kind of talking, but that wasn't really a thing. And I had this gallon of water, and what I did was I would chew and I would spit in that gallon of water, and I filled that fucking gallon of water all the way up with my chew and my spit. It was disgusting, but it took me like
so fucking gross.
It took me like, bro, no joke, 2 weeks. Not very long at all, if that's what you're wondering. You know what I'm saying? And
2 weeks to fill it up?
2 weeks filled up. As soon as I got to the top, I was like, I'm done. And I just stopped doing it.
Bro, there's nothing more disgusting than having one of those homies that have all their fucking spitters sitting around, bro.
It's such an offensive line thing, too.
God. You get in the car or something and somebody leaves their spitter in there. Oh my fucking God. I just remembered one time I fucking drank out of my dad's spitter once.
How gross.
Oh, I fucking wanted to kill myself. This is like a couple years ago. It's not that long ago.
He starts with, oh my fucking God, and then he goes, oh my God, I want to fucking kill myself.
Bro, it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that. Like, you just grab a fucking spitter. You think I don't know what the fuck I thought it was. And I took a big swig, and I just realized it's my dad's fucking spit in the spitter.
It hurts my stomach just to hear you talk about it right now.
Fucking disgusting. And you spit it out, but you want to gag yourself and just puke whatever the fuck is even in your stomach.
Yeah, especially because if you don't have tobacco and nicotine in your system already, to put that in there, you're asking to throw up, basically.
Yes, bro.
You're asking for it.
What kind of house cleaning we got? I know we've
got a lot of stuff coming up. One big thing is the boys have finally hit their final tour of the Bussin Spring Tour, which was absolutely huge.
Yes.
We were in Nebraska, and then we were in Michigan, and then now this past Wednesday. So you guys listen to this right now. A week ago, we were there. We went and saw the facilities at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was beautiful. I said before, I think I've said this, orange is not my color. I don't think orange is a cool color. I'm not a big fan of it. I went there and I fucking loved it. I thought it was outstanding. I thought the coaches were great. I think your boy Eckler was awesome. I think Coach Hype was great. I think watching those guys just kind of grind through it and the way they led us into the facility and onto the practice field was amazing. But we got it's already premiered. You guys have it's already happened. But the Hogs, we had 2 offensive linemen on there, Cooper Mays and Jerome Carvin. So, and I've heard a lot of good things about Jerome.
Yeah,
I heard good things about Cooper too, but a word on the street is that Jerome kid's gonna be a bit of a stud. So if you guys want to jump over there and listen to that, we also have Coach V, who's played at 6 p.m. tonight. What's Monday right now?
Dude,
so you guys will know it's already out.
How funny is it, bro? He got kicked out of the game last night in the first inning.
Bro, he bumped the shit out of that ref.
Yes,
bumped
bro.
The shit out of him. It was awesome.
Put his dick right up on him.
Right up on him, dude. And I think it's hilarious that coaches also wear the uniform. I wish they did that in football too.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so
hilarious.
funny.
See Vrabel with shoulder pads on his shit.
Thigh pads and shit on.
Yeah, thigh pads. Get mad at him for not wearing the thigh pads. A little spillage. But I think Coach V was awesome. Coach Heupel, he was awesome. I think every volunteer fan, we obviously have a lot of them based on where we're at geographically on this earth. I think you guys are really going to enjoy him. He was great. Very SEC forward. Very SEC forward guy. He was big time. Coach Eckler, is man's fit for a straitjacket. Let's just be totally honest. That guy, he's a crazy animal.
Box, bro.
But by the time all this comes out, what's going to be out?
Everything's out. You're listening right now. All the interviews are out. Go check them out. Yeah.
I was just making sure because I knew the two were premiering today, which is Monday.
Yeah.
But the other two are going to be premiering on Tuesday.
Yeah. Monday evening. They're all out. So go check all that shit out.
Yeah.
You want to help the boys out? Please continue. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, unsubscribe, resubscribe, or unfollow, refollow, whatever it is now. And on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe to the boys. That's what helps us out a lot. But great interviews. I know our Under the Hood, that'll come out tomorrow. You're listening on Wednesday. The Under the Hood will come out. Is it tomorrow, right? On Thursday?
A lot of house cleaning items. Yeah. A lot of house cleaning
Tuesday.
items.
Well, either way, Under the Hood will be out, but there was a consensus. We thought these interviews were the best ones. I do think it's hilarious.
It's right at that gas station. We all talked about it.
Yeah. I do think it's hilarious that Coach V is, we joked about his mean streak and him being Italian. He can't help it. He's fucking mad. And now he's suspended for 4 games. Mm-hmm. So he's suspended as we're dropping this pod right now. But go check all that shit out. It was awesome. We had a lot of fun.
One last thing that really doesn't have to do with a lot of stuff is I'm a fucking Tennessee Volunteer baseball fan now. I have, and my emotions and my heart can be bought in this stage of my life where I am with baseball real quickly. But as it stands right now, I'm a Volunteer baseball fan.
Yeah.
I say we when I talk about our baseball games. That's how fucking invested I am right now.
I want those boys to go all the way.
They just donkeyed Alabama's bitch ass 12-3 or something like that.
There's a lot of violence in that.
Fuck Alabama, dude. Stick to football, you nerds.
Also, what about Sunday? Live show.
That's right. This Sunday's live
Sold
show.
Out. Doesn't even matter.
But it's cool.
That's true.
Don't need to promote.
Sunday live show. Will and Taylor have done zero preparation for the show.
God, I know.
We have no idea what we're gonna do. Hopefully, the Zen hangover gets out of here before I can fucking.
That is true too. We got 48 hours.
We have 48 hours. What are you talking about?
48 hours for you to get out of your for you to get out of the cloud.
Yeah. Let's hope to God. Let's hope to God. But yeah, absolutely. The live show is Zanies this Sunday. Going to be very cool. It might be trash also, but we're going to absolutely love it and embrace the whole time.
Fucking laugh your asses off.
It's going to be a blast. And if it's not funny and you're tier 1, laugh extra fucking hard at our jokes.
Yeah. Please.
You know what I'm saying?
For the love of God, please. We should have some fun stuff though. We have ideas we've talked about, but we truly have not done fucking dick for it. Another announcement, because this Bussin' Spring Touring stuff has went so well, you guys, not a lot of drop off from listening to our normal drop hours of every Wednesday to all the Bussin' Spring interviews because we dropped a fuckload of them.
Can't wait to hear what you're going to say.
But the boys are bringing you a bonus episode starting the first week of May.
We're not doing bonus episodes. We're doing episodes.
Actual Bus with the Boys.
We're going to start doing 2 episodes a week, releasing on Tuesday and Thursday, correct?
Tuesday and Thursday, first week of May for 8 weeks.
Yes.
First week of May all the way through the end of June. We'll be going twice a week. And like Taylor said, Tuesdays and Thursdays will be the new drop days. So that way we can bring you guys double the heat and double the fun.
Double the heat, double the fun, and twice the subscriptions. Am I right?
That's right.
Am I right, boys and girls?
Double the downloads,
Don't forget to do that.
baby.
Should we hit a ad real quick before we jump into our shout out of the week?
There we go. If you've been looking to level up your financial portfolio, it's always good to diversify. Shout out Coinbase, no free shout outs. Why not think about cryptocurrency? Backed by the world's leading investors, Coinbase keeps your portfolio safe and secure while adding crypto into the mix. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy to use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. The user experience is top of the line and includes multiple resources to keep the user up to date on the crypto world. They support the most popular digital currencies on the market and make them accessible to everyone. They offer portfolio management and protection, learning resources, and a mobile app so you can trade securely and monitor all of your crypto in one place. Whether you're looking to diversify, just get started, or searching for a better way to access crypto markets, start today with the boys at Coinbase.
Call to action.
For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at Coinbase.com/bussin. Sign up at Coinbase.com/bussin for $10 in free Bitcoin. This offer is for a limited time only. So be sure to sign up right now. That's Coinbase.com/bussin.
Can I ask you a question? How'd you get so good at reading?
I don't know, man. Reps.
You my boys in the gym.
I'm trying to read books now. Like I'm just trying to get reps. I've actually started to read to Cerulean at night, the books that I'm reading, just to try and get better at reading.
Really?
Yes.
That's a smart idea.
Just
Actually,
read out loud to her.
Ooh, that's a toughie. Next one.
Yeah, you got that toughie next one, bro.
CCM, cuz that's CCM. But now, as always, our favorite segment of the week, one of our favorite segments of the week, is shout out, no free shout out of the week. Let's go, boys. Absolutely excited for yet another week of this. As always, we'll start in the back left corner. We've got JP. What is your shout out, no free shout out of the week?
My shout out, no free shout out of the week comes thanks to Will. He's been tweeting a lot about pooping recently.
Yeah.
And I guess it was yesterday. So on Sunday night, I was pooping. I didn't have a lot of toilet paper left. And also didn't have any in like the, wherever you put it in the cabinet. And I had a one wiper.
Really?
So no free shout out to the one wiper.
Yeah.
Ghost wipes, bro.
Yeah.
Ghost
When
wipes
you
are
get
the
one
best.
in there clean, you sandpaper it, and you're like, oh, this shit's really,
Right.
it's just really a ghost wiper down here.
Yeah, it almost makes you feel like sometimes when you have a good poop and you feel like it is a ghost wiper, why should I even waste this toilet paper right now? You still do.
Sometimes.
You still what? Oh. You like
It'd be
to
a little risky.
you like to stand up, clench them cheeks, and move on? You don't like to do
Inflation,
nothing?
man. Inflation. You got to
Inflation.
take risks.
Yeah, Chris. That was an outstanding shout out, no free shout out of the week. Jackie, baby.
Mine kind of goes off my first week, that eating out alone, but I was at a party this weekend and hit a little Irish exit. And my shout out is the Irish exit. I love it. I hate when motherfuckers Irish exit on me. It feels personal, but
Yeah.
when I do it, I'm
Irish
like,
goodbye,
oh
gotcha.
my, slide under the radar. You
You
go
okay?
home. It's
You sleep.
it's 11 p.m. You got out of there. Didn't have to say bye to 10 people. It just kind of mentally saves you a little bit of, room.
And it can be also awkward sometimes when you're trying to go and you got to dap people up and the dap up goes wrong. And I'll see you later.
You're hugging
And then
people and you're
and
like,
you say goodbye, and then you go do something, you come back and you say goodbye again. It's like, we've already fucking done this. I had a buddy back in high school. His name is Robert Mujic. Guy's outstanding individual, hilarious,
Yeah,
very
shout
handsome,
out the boy.
slays. And he was the I think it might have been the OG of the Irish goodbye in high school. We would be like, hey, we're going out tonight. We're going to go egg cars, whatever dumb shit we're going to do in high school. And he'd be like, all right, cool. I'll meet you guys out. What time? We'd be like 10 o'clock. We'd be like, all right, cool. Guy would go home, go immediately to sleep with zero intention of ever texting us, telling us he wasn't going to make it or nothing. At first, it makes you mad when it happens to you, like you said, Jackie, but I kind of respect it.
yeah.
I kind of respect it.
It saves a lot of time, bro. Like, and then you get to your boys that want you to stay. Like, to me, if I'm leaving somewhere, I would have a tough time fucking. I don't want to tell Taylor bye. I just want to fucking leave.
That's
Because if I'm like, hey, I'm at, oh, you're out of here, man. Come on, you gotta stay. Why are you
it's
leaving?
probably my residuals from Rob Muji.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta. Then they give you reasons why you gotta stay, and then you're kind of questioning yourself, and then you're like, maybe I'll stay a little bit longer, and then you're there a little bit fucking longer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And as a friend who does that to all of his friends, when you try to leave, and I'm like, oh, just stay a little longer. You might as well just let them leave in the first place, because then in the back of your head, you have that anxiety, like they're gonna leave any minute. Make the most of it. What are you doing? And now you're thinking about it too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
a bit of a deal.
it's an honor when your boy comes up and you're like, hey, I'm about to hit the Irish exit. I was going to say bye to you, though, and you alone. So if one of your boys hits you with that, you got to respect that.
Ooh, that's
You got to
smooth.
respect that. And
You gotta
let him
respect that.
do what he wants to
That's
do.
I love that. I love that.
I'm gonna add that to the book.
Hey, don't do that. Because
What?
I know, because that's going to be me. You're not going to be the dude that comes up to me and be like, hey, I'm going to let you know I'm
Truthfully,
leaving.
When he said that, I only thought of you.
Of saying goodbye to me only?
Yeah, I'll just go up to Taylor and just say that to Taylor.
Yeah, but you know how I get. Sometimes I'm like, hey, what do you mean? Like, he'll
Hey,
whisper in my ear and there'll be a group of people like, what you mean?
Yeah, listen, I'm leaving anyway. I just want to let you know, just to give you that respect.
Oh, that would be a good way to diffuse me.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's
Yeah.
a great diffuser. Like,
Standing.
at the end of the day, the other side has to let you go. Like, I fuck with that dude.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
That's a good
I
shout
love
out.
it. That's a great shout out. That's a good shout out, no free shout out of the week. William, what do you got?
Dude, mine, I thought you were going to take it because mine's about some shit too.
Oh, fuck. Wait, hold on. Poop?
Yeah, mine's about some poop. My shout out, no free shout out of the week is the fucking morning two. There's no better time to take a shit. There's no more better time of solidarity than having a morning shit to yourself.
Yeah.
Whether or not something's going on, like if you're at the facility, you're in between the team meeting or going into position meetings, and you just tell your coach, your position coach, like, hey, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, and then you go and hit the stall. You pull your phone out, and it lasts longer than it should. You know what I mean? Or me currently, you wake up, baby's crying a little bit, wife needs a little bit of help. Like, hey, baby, I gotta go hit my morning ritual, my morning routine. You're in there a little bit longer. I feel like I appreciated the morning two a lot But now I feel like I have a different little appreciation for it as a new father as well. So my no free shout out of the week goes to the morning 2, bro.
I love that, dude. The morning 2, it starts your day off right. And if it doesn't happen within, I guess, that 2-hour buffer of when it happens, it kind of fucks the day up.
It really does. Like you're kind of excited to do it and you feel your body, your body's used to the routine.
Yes.
It's like, yo, I've got to do this or I'm going to be in a fucking bad mood. It's like somebody who's addicted to coffee and they don't get their coffee. If you don't get your morning shit, dude, you're like you said, you're thrown for a fucking loop. Like, hey, I'm not going to be on my best behavior.
Yeah. I think that's an outstanding shout out, no free shout out of the week. My shout out, no free shout out of the week is, I don't know if everybody's ever indulged in this or have, but in Arizona, it's a really big deal. And I do love it. I think it's a very underrated quality drink that a lot of people don't get very often is the Quick Trip slushies. Ooh, yeah. I think Quick Trip slushies, the size of them, how many variety they have, I think it's an outstanding, underrated dessert middle of the day treat. You get that. I mean, yeah, if you got diabetes, Jack, it's going to be a tough gig on your body.
I'm still willing to do it, though.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
You have diabetes?
You've known this.
Dude, we were on the way back from Knoxville, and I fucking got poked by one of his used syringes.
Oh, I thought he was just doing drugs or something.
No, I wish it was that easy. No, I got stabbed. But I will say, the Quick Trip, my personal favorite is the horchata. I think the horchata is outstanding, unbelievable. But you can do the suicide. You hit them all. You have a bunch of different colors in there. I think it's great. The one downfall on the Quick Trip slushie, or just slushies in general, you've got to pace yourself when you drink them.
I agree.
If you go too fast, you're going to suck up all the syrup, and it's just going to be ice. And that is a tough pill to swallow when you look at half of your bottle full. And you're like, I got nothing to do with this.
And you ran at that point too. You ran out of patience. Like you might wait for a minute, but then you hurry up and hit that straw. Yeah. And you take up that little bit of juice that was.
You low key need to get that thing wet. You know what I'm saying? That thing got to be like liquid in there.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to comment on. This is not a. Everybody might not agree with this, but I think a suicide drink is overrated. Might not be popular opinion.
Tell it to your 8-year-old self.
I think that.
Right. My young self was obsessed with like, you just think you're coming up with the best conglomerate. Like you see your boys doing a suicide and you're like, hey, you guys ain't doing it like me.
That's what it was. When you're a kid though, it's like almost your first chance at like your own decision making, your own freedom. You get these options. You're like, I'm doing
great
everything.
Point. That's a great point.
But then once you get older, you get to start driving, you start meeting girls, whatever it is, you got other decisions to take care of. You just need one soft drink. You got to limit that stuff. So when you're a kid, when you only have so many options in life, you just got to take them all at the beginning.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
It's overrated now.
Yeah.
That's fucking game, dude. Add that to your bag, boys.
Hey, what an outstanding shout out. No free shout out.
It really was. Let's give her a hand.
I loved it, dude. I loved it. We'll make it quick, easy, and brisk because this is a very long podcast today.
Very long.
Very long.
3 hours.
We're going to hit 3 hours right now, even just doing this intro.
2 hours and 55 minutes.
But swear to God, it's worth it. It's worth all of your fucking time.
It's so good, dude. And it hits a whole bunch of different array of things the whole time. Just Mike, formerly known as Mike Stud, came on. Brought his boy Skeez on. We talk about music. We talk about life. We talk about LA. We talk about him being a nomad. And then we start talking about some philosophical type shit that really will warm your soul and make you feel outstanding. And obviously, we've talked quite a bit, so you're going to have to hear one more ad read before the podcast hits. I hate when I say to you, enjoy the show, and then all of a sudden it's one of our faces again, and you're looking into the barrel of another ad read. So, but if you like it, you love it, and you want some more of it, dude, like the Tim McGraw song goes, what I would do if I were you is hit that subscribe button. 70% of our viewers who listen aren't even subscribed. If you guys do that, it doesn't hurt you at all, but it makes us feel a whole lot better inside, right? You start seeing that the subscribers on YouTube, all that stuff. It helps us. It's amazing. You guys are great. Big hugs, tiny kisses. Enjoy the ad, and then we'll get you on to the Just Mike podcast. All right, we just told you about subscribing and rating 5 stars. Please make sure and do that. Jump on, do that, whether it's Twitter, any of the social medias, Instagram, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, do all that stuff. Hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, enjoy. Right now, we're talking about CrossCountry Mortgage. Does Will have all the answers? Sometimes. Does Taylor? Sometimes. In a complicated world, it's hard to know who to trust. But when it comes to your mortgage, there's only one answer. CrossCountry Mortgage. And I lost my place. CrossCountry Mortgage, they have Flexible. I need a Zen so
You're
bad.
good,
right now,
brother.
dude.
Hey, you're fucking good,
I need
man.
a Zen so bad
Just
right
a nasal,
now.
just take a nasal breath in.
You want one of these non-tobacco?
No, nope. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm just struggling, and I want people to know my struggle right now. I want people to know my struggle. Hey, I'm all right. It ain't that serious.
Right, and it's
You know
not going to get any worse.
You're right. Well, it's getting a whole lot worse. I've been here before. They have flexible loan plans, a crazy amount of dedicated loan officers, and even guaranteed closing, meaning they pay the daily closing fees. CrossCountry Mortgage has a team of loan officers dedicated to getting you the best possible loan terms available. They have an average closing time of 21 days, which is ridiculously fast. They have a wide variety of loan types, which means they've got everything to cover everyone. And we have some exciting news. They're giving away free Barstool and CrossCountry Mortgage sweatshirts when you sign up to refi or get pre-approval while supplies last. In a world where even the pros rarely agree, you can trust CrossCountry Mortgage with an average closing time of 21 days. They've got everything to cover everyone. Go to crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool for CrossCountry Mortgage can take care of you through the home buying process. CrossCountry Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, all loans subject to underwriting approval, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. There, and Bloss is rolling. Also, before we even get into this, let's give a quick clap for Bloss. The man tore literally everything in his knee. And he said, fuck it, I'm going to take a day, dude. It took 24 hours, put his brace on, and climbed his ass up in this bus.
He heard us say next man up.
Sorry to hear that.
He heard us say next man up.
Love that.
Yeah, dude, I've been following, since we did the pod, I obviously knew about you through your music and stuff like that. And then when that fits nice.
She looks nice.
That does. I feel like I'm glowing kind of right now. Thank you. Yeah, since the first time you came on, I was like, let me see what the boy's up to. Let me see what he's doing. I know before you were in Montana, you cruised to Arizona for a bit. I think this is your second. You were in Austin.
Yep.
For a second stint.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what's the idea behind this? Is it for music, or is it for? Hey, I'm not ready to put roots down. I want to find out what life's all about first.
A little bit of everything. I think. So I spent almost 7 years in Los Angeles, which was arguably 7 too many.
Yeah.
Not exactly like a Hollywood guy, a LA guy, but I was in that scene, and obviously I make music, and throughout that time, like the progression of how I created music changed to where I felt it was a necessity to be there so what I said was null and void. Like I definitely should have been there for a certain amount of time. But over that time, I started approaching my creation of music differently. I make it all myself in-house. Like half the time I'm in boxers, fucking wasted.
Yeah.
Like making a song on a fucking delirious idea at 4 in the morning,
But
but
got crazy.
yeah.
Going up.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, a lot of these songs on the album were like, I couldn't even, they're just like moments of time over the past few years, but a lot of them were started on those types of nights that would never happen if I said, hey, I'm going to be creative at 4 p.m. tomorrow, so let's get a studio session booked.
Yeah.
Like that paradigm doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like that whole idea of just like trying to schedule when you're going to be inspired or be creative, it doesn't really make any sense. So it's kind of like a strike of inspiration almost. And I think you can't really capture that without, like, my studio now is literally bedside. Like my bed's right behind, like it's in the fucking room. I don't even put it in another room in the house. Even if we have a room that could be a studio, I'll put it in my room because it's just the intimacy and the privacy of it. And half the time I'll hop out of bed and just put a little idea down and then go to it tomorrow, So to answer your question, like, it was a little bit of everything. I wanted to get the fuck out of LA. It was kind of driving me crazy.
Yeah, a lot of cocaine in LA.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of cocaine.
It's like, it's
Can't believe
literally
for a climate like that, how much it snows.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's literally like a pack of gum. Everyone has it.
Yeah.
And at my house, Stevenson Ranch, the hat you're wearing, like the brand, that's really what we called my house. We called it Stevenson Ranch because, the inside joke, we called everybody Steve's. And it just became that because people would go there after the bars and shit. And like, we weren't really, you think about Hollywood and LA and the nightlife, like, it's a tough scene for us type of guys. Like, I'm not trying to be at the fucking clubs and like the celebrities, and I don't give a fuck who's in there. You know what I mean? Like,
and there's different levels to it too, because some
Totally.
celebrities are in there at the club, and then he becomes so much of a celebrity you can't even go to the club.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and like as time went on, we got cooler and cooler in the scene, and I wanted it less and less, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like as I got access into it, I was like, this is fucking lame. I'm not even having fun. No one's having fun. So we
It's
had
a hustle. It's like chasing a girl.
exactly.
Like the most fun part of the battle is, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Can I buy you a drink?
How
Yeah,
are
how
you?
are you?
Hey, how are ya?
Hey,
But yeah, we man, it just kind of basically had that realization. We stopped going out. People, going to the house a lot. It became a thing, and there were a lot of little white baggies floating around the house, and I was kind of sick of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, since then. It's been about a year and a half of travel. We're basically living places fluidly, like 2 to 4 months at a time.
Really?
And then as soon as like I start getting the itch and the boys start getting the itch, we start house shopping, and when I say shopping, like private leases have been huge for me. Airbnb is one thing, but I got a pretty cool network of either athletes or like entrepreneur guys who have extra homes or whatever, So really like fucking picking a spot in the map and going. And we've been all over the place, but it's been really, 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 really fucking dope and really inspiring. The way I make music, like I'm looking out at the views are changing, the rooms, the energy are changing. It just keeps me inspired, I feel like. And on a life standpoint, it's been so fun. All the boys are with me, so I'm not necessarily like starting over anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just kind of replanting our seeds and we're having a blast. Like we partied a lot this year and had a lot of fun, but yeah.
I heard the 80-20.
Yeah,
Rating landed 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, landed 60.
But
Landed
it's
60.
landed me here where I'm just like, I'm almost like, we're going into tour and I'm like, I'm kind of turning down. You know what I mean? I'm not where in the past I would be going up, up.
Right.
Big
You
time.
guys are like nomads.
Yeah, nomads. Modern day nomads.
How like sustainable do you think that is?
It's
Like I would love your perspective because all you guys are all different, right? All your boys, when you guys all travel, you guys all have
relatively
different.
the same haircut all around, but very different.
Baby mullet.
Yeah,
Modern mullet.
yeah. And but I've always been curious, like, man, I wonder how long like that keeps going, or is it just like a mindset you think you've just adopted and you're gonna keep?
I really don't think it's sustainable for much longer, but I am gonna push the envelope because it's just been so rewarding. You know what I mean? Like as a person too, like just fuck the music and everything else. Like I really I think I'll look back at this time and be like, wow, like you remember when we did that? For fucking 2 or 3 years straight. And I'm not exactly a spring fucking chicken. I got some silver foxes coming in, like
How old are you?
33.
Okay,
I've been doing it for
pretty
10.
old.
I've been doing it for fucking 10 years. You know what I mean? Like what people don't really understand is like the Mike Stud thing, like, because we were acting like fucking kids all the time, because we're just fucking big idiots. You know what I mean? But the Mike Stud thing, when it started, I didn't like, I made my first song idea ever at the age of 22. Like I was just a student athlete the entire time. And I had, I was more or less I was definitely going to be a professional baseball player, but
Where'd you go again?
went to Duke. Duke University.
All-American, I heard.
Ever heard of it?
Ever heard of it?
That's the record of
Blue Demons?
Lowest ERA?
It's my favorite band.
I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up, but it does still stand. It does still stand.
Why?
I don't think anyone's going to beat that record. It'll be tough. It's like one of those little cheeky records. Like, because you had to have.
What was the record? I'm sorry.
It's the lowest ERA in school history. It's like, so it's like, the reason I say that is because I was a closer. So I would come in, but there's a minimum inning requirement, which I think is like 75 innings or 50 innings. And I was like exactly at that. So it's like starters, there's more time out there on the starting pitchers, getting more innings in. It's hard to have a 1.6 ERA, but like I think if I threw double the amount of innings, probably would have, been higher.
Hey, you got the record.
But I got the record.
Don't apologize for being great.
Don't
apologize for being great here. You know what I'm
saying? I would have been if I throw in double again. Like, nah, fuck that.
You got the record, dude.
I still got 4 years of eligibility.
Do you really?
I'm not quite done yet.
I heard you've been on the Mayfield podcast. Sound like you're a big Xbox guy.
I'm
Getting that Heisman.
I was gonna say, I was an Xbox guy for a little bit, but no, I'm the best athlete Mike's ever met, I think. Under 5'8". Under 5'8".
Under 5'8"?
Under 5'8", I'm the best athlete he knows.
Yeah, you're the type of guy that strikes me as I'm a 5'10" when you're out in public guy.
No, I would never.
Says, hey, I'm 5'10".
I'm a liar about it.
All right, so there's a bit of, let me tell you about Skeez. First off, Skeez is like...
Is that your government name, Skeez?
I wish, man.
We're going to change it.
Yeah, we're going to change it. I'm going to stick with Skeez.
His
I like
first
it.
merch item is going to be a ball. He's a Skeez ball. He's just like a $1 ball. You can Bounce it.
Play with it, you can throw
Bounce
it
it,
against
play
the
with
wall.
it.
Bounce it.
You can play catch with
You
it.
can have a catch.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Really an unlimited amount of things you can do with the ball.
It's an all-purpose ball.
It's an all-purpose
Yeah,
Go
ball.
out there and have a good time with it.
It's an honest ball.
Honestly.
But yeah, I mean, Skeez is one of the only guys I met in LA that I was like, I fucking love this guy. And he's a younger kid. I usually can't hang out with younger kids. They're just so fucking, they're like how I was when I was that age. Just like I couldn't hang out with that.
There's a maturity level you have
Couldn't
now.
hang out with that
You're
guy.
only 24?
Yeah.
You got some weather behind those eyes, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
24 years old.
I mean,
I was going to be like, how old are you, 46?
Yeah,
What's the deal? You know what I'm
he's
saying?
a decade in. I'm a decade in myself.
He goes, he goes, hey, Will, I think I ran into
11
you.
years in.
I think I ran into you when I was like 12 or 13 because Nebraska's like, I think I ran into you at like 12 or 13. I'm like, yo, how old are you? He's like 24. I was like, sweet. That's
about right.
Fuck, bro.
Hey, 24? Hey, a lot of those white baggies kind of caught you up in LA, huh?
he's actually not.
Yeah, I'm not the guy.
I'm not the guy.
I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy.
Never turned down a good time though, but he's not that guy.
Yeah,
No
not
question.
the- drink plenty.
As long as
drink
you're not
for
paying
two.
for it, it can't be bad for you.
Yeah, I ain't paying for shit.
Yeah.
I'm on Mike's dime.
Hey,
The
go,
company
Mike.
card.
Mike, you gotta be doing good if you got a whole little squad here, dude.
Mike the other day, I said, "Hey man, I'm out with some homegirls right now. You gotta hit me on Venmo real quick. You gotta buy some cocktails, man. You just signed me, brother. I look like a fucking idiot out here.
But yeah,
Come on, man.
I actually so I've been doing this for a while, and we never really, this year or I'd say the last few years, just kind of gotten to another tier with the rebrand and the mic stuff. Gotten to another tier of just being more lucrative and kind of we could be a little bit more fluid. We're growing, and I always wanted to sign a guy, but it had to be like the perfect guy. This is the perfect guy. Great singer, like great artist, but like the most electric, funny guy that I came into contact with. Very delusionally optimistic about his athletic ability. But what I will say
I don't know.
is, as I've spent more time with him, he's kind of a freak athlete in some way. Like if you go out and golf
Get
with
them
him,
subtleties.
like he'll wear no shirt, flip flops, toes out, and he'll fucking play scratch golf.
Okay, hold on.
I'm
I'm not gonna walk out.
but
You don't know golf. I'm not going.
also
I'm not
take
going
a-
on record saying I'm
You
a
could also
scratch
take a
golfer.
65-year-old
I'm a hell of
man
a golfer.
with carpal tunnel and all the shit going on, and he can do scratch golf.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not.
let's
Scratch
just say
golf.
that's not the best measurement of athleticism.
True.
What is your sport other than golf?
You can pick.
Okay, spike ball, a simple one.
Free one. That's easy.
What's that?
It's all coordination. That's easy.
No, that's all you.
Spike ball's free. That's an easy one. Yeah.
No, that's you're an intramural stud.
I'll tell you. You pick a sport. I'll go out there
He's
and I'll
like
win.
he champions
I'll go out there and I'll win.
I'll win.
champions his own ability on like recreational sports.
you need that.
You know what I
If
mean?
you don't believe in yourself, who
Oh,
is?
Could
Exactly.
you imagine?
Right.
I mean it though, man. I'll go out there. I'll compete with the best of them.
Skeez is one of those ones.
I'll go
Like
show up.
instead of juking, he'll just like fake toss the ball to somebody.
Yeah,
I
100%.
Juke move.
But it's all linear the whole time. It's all linear.
I'm in slow mo all day.
Take it with a grain of salt. Better athlete than you think by far.
Right.
Looking at him, but this guy's in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to
Let
it.
me ask
You
you
know what I mean?
Levels to the shit. Like
Mike,
tiramisu.
What are the qualities like you were looking for to sign? You said electric, funny, like
Yeah, I mean,
optimistic about the athleticism.
I've
but,
been-
like, what were you looking for real?
That's probably that last one's probably a big one. That last one's a big
yeah, if
one.
he wasn't athletic, I don't know if
Putting that up.
No, it's I'm like a huge intuition guy. Like even a lot of the guys in my group, like they kind of just flow. They kind of flow into my life. I'm like, I like these guys. You know what I mean? Something happens with it. I don't know. I just kind of like let it happen. That's kind of how I operate in general. With him, as I said, we've had our growth internally in our team, and we started talking about it and thinking about it. And I'm watching him, and I like him. But spending time with him more, I've met so many fucking people in my time, and like for somebody to stick out and be really have a kind of stick to him, where like everyone I brought around him, whether it's a fucking 5-star athlete, big pro athlete, or popular artist like Post or anyone, was like, oh, where's Skeez? Like everyone loves him, lights up the room, So it's one of those.
You do have a
things.
glow about you, and it's not just the light right behind your
I
head.
needed that. Yeah, I was gonna say good lighting.
Well, seriously though,
I'm
that's
sweating, too.
where it originally
Oh,
started.
come on, man.
And then it was more about like, hey, like, can he make it's one thing to have a great singing voice because he has a nice, like, smoky voice,
Would you mind if I pause you and just give us a quick taste?
I'm not giving y'all.
Just maybe give us a little
Get the
something.
fuck out of here,
Maybe
man.
I'll
I'm not
start you
giving
off.
no
What song
details.
do you like? I'll start
No
you off.
free ones. Give me some.
Okay.
up.
What's a song? What do you listen to?
Why don't you just sing out there?
Sing Rodman.
Sing Rodman. I'm not rapping no mic right now. Man. I'm not rapping no mic,
dude.
No, I'll give you what do we gonna get? I'm doing I'm doing Drops of Jupiter on.
Okay, before you
on my
do
set.
Drops of Jupiter, I need you to. I don't want some half-ass bullshit. I want to see full
I just don't know
rec
if I got
sport
that.
league guy right now. I want you full
You want me
tilt to the
turn it up
tackle.
real
Hey, you want to
competitive?
sit on the bus?
Oh,
Let's get
son
it.
of a bitch.
Drops of Jupiter,
Known
man.
the dress. Airways, always.
Yeah,
Is that the
man,
same
I don't know if I
song?
signed up
Drops
for
of
this
Jupiter?
one.
Is that the song?
Drops of Jupiter
in her head. Wait, is that
Come
the?
on,
I was just singing the
come on.
beginning of that song though. I thought.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't really
No.
make it.
What's the beginning of the song?
Now that she's back in the atmosphere with drops of Jupiter in her head.
Ooh, a little bit more.
No,
We
I ain't
got
getting
more.
no more.
I'll tell you, I was getting some goosies over here, dude. Oh, I should have wore pants.
I need
You
a-
know what I'm saying?
I need a couple more cigarettes. We'll smoke the voice out.
Shane
like
smokes
it.
cigarettes the entire time as well.
It's the best thing for your voice in your situation, right?
But seriously,
Little whiskey, little cigarette.
There's like there's an element to songwriting and like making songs. Like even myself, like I'm not even close to a technical singer. Like I've bullied and learned how to. I bullied myself and be able to do it as my sound changed, as it needed to evolve. You know what I mean? Like if you go back to my old stuff, it was just like me rapping punchlines. You know, but he has that. There's a tone. There's a tone to it, but also the biggest thing nowadays is just guys who can put fucking good songs together. You know what I mean? Like when I say technical singers, there's guys who are amazing technical singers, guys, girls, amazing, classically trained. But like, there's no it factor to them.
There's no artistic factor.
Yeah, it's just like an it thing more that like, because TikTok and the way the world is, like anyone, there's so many talented people singing their ass off to their phone that could sing and rap better than I can.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just about, do you have like a shtick, something that like make people stick and want to follow you and want to care and want to buy your stuff and turn it into a business, you know?
So, okay, this might be like a really juvenile question, but like, what does a process look like to making a song? Like, how do both of you kind of go, like, where do you
Ours is
find
funny.
it?
Ours-
And then
we
kind
got
of
a
go
good one.
into it.
We got a good thing going, man. Well, we had Mike's birthday. It was right over Halloween, huh?
Oh, nice bird. That's
Hey,
what
that's
calling
a
it.
solid birthday.
October
That's
30th.
Yeah.
Arguably the best
Mischief
holiday
night.
of all time.
Leads right
Yeah,
into it.
Arguably.
Yeah,
I would.
my favorite.
It's my favorite as well. So look at us, huh?
Scary,
That's
scary
the
hours,
foundation
you know?
being built right now.
Costumes all around you.
But yeah, so we called that little weekend the Super Bender, and that's kind of what pushed Mike into retirement. Well, soft retirement.
Off retirement.
Yeah, we
Party
overdid it.
retirement. for
We
sure.
overdid it, but we made like 3 or 4 songs in like a little night or two span that were, dude, we were out of bounds drunk.
Mhm.
We were just like 5, 6, 7 in the morning. And honestly, it's probably like 9 or 10 in the morning. And Mike, I pop into his room. There's like 40 or 50 people in his bedroom, and he's trying to cut. He's got his underwear.
Good
He's
for
got
you.
It was a spacious bedroom.
Yeah,
it
he's
was.
got his underwear on, and he's got a bottle. He's got like 4 dips in, and he's just got a bottle of whiskey in his hand. And I pop in there. I'm wearing a fucking. I was a caddy for Halloween, so I was wearing my bib. I was
Yeah.
rocking the whole thing, and we popped in there. and We made two of our favorite records, I think. But
The Up Again record that I just put out, like that was made at like 9 a.m. I
We
don't
both woke
even
up-
remember doing it.
no, we woke up the
Really?
next morning, and he's like, "Yo, come in here, let's see what we made last night." I was like, "Let's check it out."
Seriously, though.
What we got?
You're listening to the first time listener.
Yeah, literally, it was first time
But
listening.
that's actually like a really good point. That's the special part about it for me. And I used it as a crutch to continue partying as I was, like,
Yeah.
because I'm like, yeah,
I'm making
on the
hits.
wave, you know?
Yeah.
man.
This is my inspiration right now. Yeah.
But like, that's actually a really cool point though. And that's how I feel. Like I come in the next day and I'm like listening, honestly, I have no idea. Like I have no preconceived notions about what I did.
Mm.
And it's almost like digging for gold. Like, ooh, that's cool. And like 40, 50, 60 seconds of it might be fucking nonsense. Nothing happened.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that if it's like you get a little hammered one
Yeah.
night, go in, you're like, this is fucking garbage.
It happened.
Plenty of air balls.
Yeah,
But
plenty of air balls,
plenty of
right?
air balls.
That
That
you gotta be
happened.
Kobe, baby. You gotta keep
He's
shooting.
incredible at patching records together.
Yeah.
Really?
Incredible at picking out melodies and like, I mean, I'll go in there and just freestyle gibberish and then, by the time he's done pushing shit
Would you like to
around.
freestyle some gibberish right now? I'm
Right, you
kidding.
already got
We're
it.
not gonna put you in
Yeah,
that.
he wants it over. He's got a great ear for it, man. He's really incredible. He's done a lot for my records that I've been working on recently because I don't know how to put songs together.
Mhm.
It's just not
It
my
was,
thing.
and it's something that I just, as I've done it for so long, it's something that I literally just kind of chipped away at until like I started to really feel like I felt it probably a few years ago, like a shift happened where I was like, I kind of understood how I wanted to sound. And then I also started to understand, like, because I'm not musical at all. I was just a fucking traditional, like, it's probably the same type of lifestyles y'all had, like, just basically my whole life revolved around playing a sport and fucking getting through school and trying to be a pro. And that was the whole shtick, you know? But now I feel like with it's like a 10,000 hour thing, like anything else, reps. Like I've actually put in tons of reps in my room, working, freestyling, mumbling, singing, trying to find the right melodies. So now I feel like I'm in a spot where I can actually kind of just like, I'm free. I can kind of do it myself. I'm not dependent on anybody else. I'm putting it together, you know, and it's actually really fun. That's like the art for me. Like, you know, like I take it in tiers and steps. Usually it's a 3-step process. I mumble, freestyle. I'm not even worried about what I'm saying originally. It's just how it feels. Like there's some nights where I got, like he said, like tons of girls and people around in the room listening. They're like, is this out yet? And it's like not even words yet. It's not even words. I just mumbled it right in front of them. They just don't even realize it. You know what I mean? If they like the song when it's mumbles, how are they not going to like it when I write words to it later? So that's kind of my step. I write the words later, and I don't even really write them. I just kind of like, you see, I just kind of like let them channel in, and you know, I don't overwrite. Before I used to like write a whole song like a fucking goddamn homework assignment, and then go in there and try to sing it.
He's trying to do everything by the book.
Yeah, it's totally opposite. I'm totally left of it, and personally, I don't know if I would even, I know I wouldn't have the success I'm having, but I don't think I'd be enjoying it. I don't even know if I'd still be doing it if I was doing it that way still.
But do you feel like that was a necessary step?
Absolutely.
Because I feel like when you were saying earlier, you know, you feel like the concept of I'm going to get a studio session in at 4 and do all this, like people who are starting out who might not have a luxury of having something very established or a bank account established to be like, I'm just going to let it free flow. Like they're taking it so serious. They got to write everything down. We're going to go and use the studio at this time because they take it so seriously. Like, were those your first steps?
Yeah, absolutely. And times have changed, right? So now I think with TikTok and how music tech is evolving, like you really don't need much to get started. The first song I ever did, College Humor, I made it on $100 mic in a Duke fucking dorm room. Stroman was right there with me, Marcus, that plays for the Cubs now, and on GarageBand. You know, like
outstanding platform.
Yeah, outstanding. Yeah. It literally comes with a Mac. Like I don't even know if I would have like went and sourced like Pro Tools and learned it. Like I just kind of wung it. You know, and I think winging it has really gotten me to where I am. To answer your question, nowadays, I think the veil has been lifted on like the fucking, you know, facade of like, ooh, he's in the studio? Like, wow. You know, like there was kind of this veil lifted where like you kind of have to be on or get signed to be making music. You don't. Now, go flip on TikTok. There's kids making high quality stuff in their bedrooms everywhere. I was just kind of one of the first dudes doing that, you know, like not even to say it that way. I was just like, this is the only way I was going to get.
You're battling through an injury, right?
Yeah. That's kind of how that's how the whole thing started, you know? And then there was a phase where I started to get a little popular, moved out to LA. I was in like the, you know, big look, you made it studios. Like, look at how cool is this?
Right.
Then you get the bill later.
Take the photo in the lab.
No, then you get the bill.
What kind of bill you looking at?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, dude, these places are like some of them are like $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour. And then you got the girls coming in, we're drinking, fucking, you know.
Time is just a concept at that point. Yeah.
And like, that's what happens to a lot of these kids. Like when they're spending money, they get $1 million. They don't understand first it's being recouped, you know, like, so it's a really bad, it's a loan and it's really bad interest and you're losing your ownership. Like when you go start a business and you get a business loan, they don't own the fucking business after you get them paid back. Like it's not a fair commodity exchange. There's time. We could talk about that all day, but
yeah, Jelly Roll talks about that quite a bit, how it's like all these kids, like they become rappers or singers or whatever it is. And then they want to do the fancy music video with the G6 in the back and the girls with the fat asses and the Lamborghinis and all that. And they're like, oh, I'm killing it. And they don't realize there's a bill coming. They don't realize.
$1 million, you don't make a dime until they get all that back. Then it's usually like a bad like split. Like,
oh, terrible. Like 85-15.
Right.
The label owns it.
Yeah, the label gets it.
Yeah, and it's just, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I went to a lot of these, it's kind of the thing, again, the veil being lifted on like this industry it's a little shisty, you know, like, and they prey on kids coming out of, you know, talented kids who fucking never had any money in their pocket, you know, like if they did, they were really hustling for it, you know, so they kind of take advantage of that. And yeah, you know, you could argue like these guys would have never got it going, but it also just doesn't feel like a fair commodity exchange. For me, I've stayed independent the entire time for that reason. Like it never felt right for me. It never felt organic, but I also I felt like it was bad business, and I'd rather bet on myself, try to bully myself and figure it out myself, and again,
you had a good thing going with like all the Mike Stud.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I mean, I
know it's just Mike now.
Yeah.
But like,
is it just Mike or Mike?
It's Mike.
It's Mike. So there's no just.
Right. But think about it, right? So the Instagram says is at just Mike. But think about it, when you say like, when an artist, like you hear a song like, who is this? Like Mike. Like Mike who? Just Mike. So it's like, it's the only way to explain it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I thought about going just Mike as the official artist name, but we went with Mike, and I'm really happy we did. Now when I think about Mike Stud, I literally grimace.
Well, I know I get that vibe too. Why is that?
I grimace because now
the legend of Mike Stud's pretty big.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, preface.
He's got quite the story.
Like it worked, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful. I don't regret it at all, because I actually don't know if it would have stuck if it didn't have like such a. It's just obnoxious, like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of has that like very, when you look like I do, like I'm a white kid, big baseball player, I don't look like, like most artists in a sense, where it's just kind of coming from Duke, it's just like so easy to dislike, and I totally get why a lot of people kind of felt like, fuck this guy.
Duke is a very dislikable school.
Mike Stud from Duke, fucking
just
rapping.
Anytime they see you're partying, got it all
like
around you.
partying and fucking bitches and drinking Bud Lights. Like, fuck this guy, And I understand. I understand, but like, I look back at it, I'm just like, man, that was exactly who I was. It was real. Like, just like this is who I am now. And that's why I couldn't be Mike Stud anymore, because it wasn't real anymore. Like, it's the same notion. To be honest, like, if you said, hey, like, you're going to have a real music career, I wouldn't have picked Mike Stud. You know, like, I don't know if you guys know the story. It's a pretty interesting story how the name of came about.
Please share.
Yeah, that's what podcasts are for.
That's what they're for.
Yeah.
That's what they're
Some
for.
of the new Steves that might be out there might not know.
Right, yeah. So I got to Duke more or less like right on the heels of the Duke lacrosse scandal. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So
was there rhymes with grape? Was that the situation?
Yeah,
okay,
it does rhyme with
I'm
grape.
just making. But I want to make sure I'm not thinking of something wrong. But yes, okay, I know exactly. Whoa! I just need to know it rhymed with grape. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the tools, and then we're not laughing at that. We're not laughing.
No. Well, what happened was we actually can't laugh about it, because it came out that it was false. The girl's in jail for murder. Who basically like. It was it was a stripper that they hired locally in Durham, North Carolina. The lacrosse guys, all these come from affluent families, playing lacrosse at
Classic
Duke.
lacrosse.
Yeah, and there's a whole E60 on this entire thing. It's a crazy situation. Like there was a. We don't even have to go. We don't have to go back to Mike.
Hold on. I kind of want to get a little bit more of a.
I don't need Mike's opinion on the Duke lacrosse.
There's no opinion. The fact of the matter is that they got acquitted, and the girl ended up kind of it being a lie, and the guy that prosecuted them, there's a whole E60 on it.
And so is the murder thing a separate deal?
It's a separate deal.
Someone got murdered during the situation.
Deal. Like, it was proven that she had other guys' DNA. None of these guys' DNA in that night. She saw it as an opportunity to.
Got you.
And then, but these kids' lives were ruined. Like, it was a pretty serious
terrible
thing. Anyways,
so how does Mike Stud come out of that?
So when I get there, it's actually hilarious. I get there, they have this meeting where they're addressing the student athletes, and they're just like, look, Duke athletes are under fire. Social media, like Facebook at the time was the thing where like people were friending the Duke athletes. Like they'd have like an attractive girl as the picture, accept their friend request. They'd take your pictures. They'd take like your underage drinking pictures, post them, try to blackmail you, shit like that. So it got very strict. So our workaround, like we wanted to have Facebook and social media and shit. So we came up with fake names with our real initials, like the baseball team specifically. And we were trying to go with like funny names. So our theme was porn star names.
Right.
So like my real initials are, MS. So Mike Stud was a no-brainer, and I thought I was a genius for it.
Phenomenal. Stripper name.
It became like a thing. My buddies on my team, we call each other, like in front of our coach, who was a hard ass, like we'd call each other by our fucking fake Facebook names, which he would have had a conniption if he knew we were going around the rules, So that was kind of a thing. And then when I got injured and I started making some songs, the only reason I was making the songs because I had nothing to do, and my buddies were like the only people that ever heard me rap and shit. I was just the kid who could always freestyle and whatever at the
Like
party.
every baseball team has a white rapper.
Yeah, exactly. Like any group of friends, you know.
But if you can do it, you're in a good. I feel like you're in a
group
good
of friends.
spot.
That was just me, you know, and I had a few other guys on the team that would do it. We just had that was the only reason it happened, and it was a no-brainer to call my rap name Mike Stud because, you know, all my buddies, that was like part of the joke. You know, they were in on it. So that's what happened. And then fucking, you know, the first song I made was the song College Humor, and it just, relatively speaking, went viral at the time, and it just kind of pushed me down that path, you know. And
what year was that when that happened?
That was 2012.
The brand of Mike Stud.
Yeah.
Imagine if that happened now.
It wouldn't.
It would have.
Yeah, and I don't even know what would have.
I wasn't saying your career would blow up. That's our.
Yeah, I
like a Nelk Boy before the Nelk Boys.
I have no idea what would have happened if it would have happened now. I don't even think it would have worked right now. I don't.
I don't know if the career would go the way it's going now for you. But I think the beginning part of like how many eyes are available to social media now, it probably would have got much more viral.
To your point, it's very overcrowded now. Very overcrowded.
True. That's a good point. I put my foot in my mouth.
Exactly. Like back to the point when you talk about why I like Skeez. Like there's a million people that could sing better than him and dance better and more attractive and all these things.
Bro.
Yeah, shout out.
I don't know about dancing.
Shout out being average as fuck.
There's a million, you know,
can do
but
the
like
singing, you can't do the dancing.
thing that it's having a thing is more important because it's so crowded. It's so oversaturated. Everyone's trying to do it. Everyone's making music, you know. So.
Just got buried.
For you, like, what was your process finding music and wanting to do that, other than being a professional athlete?
Yeah, literally. Well, I blew my knee out.
Okay, that had to be
I knew it was over. I had to figure something out quick.
What year did you blow your knee out?
That happened a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, happened a couple
Twisted
times.
his knee.
Yeah. Rolled the ankle. I figured I got to quit basketball.
Had to get a doctor's note to practice.
Yeah,
I can't go there.
No, music, man, it just fell in my lap. I didn't do music growing up or anything. When I moved to LA, I was trying to be a fucking business guy. I didn't do well at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not good at all.
You don't have
I was having a blast.
the look.
Yeah, I went into some big meetings and I was act like I knew what I was talking about. Didn't go well. But no, yeah, my buddies were all making music when I got to LA, so I was always at the studio. And one day my buddy like just didn't show up to a session that I was going to like meet with him, hang out. And I knew the producer, and he was like, "Yo, go give it a shot, man. I heard you like singing bullshitting." So I made my first record, and I didn't really like start then. I got my first real go at it about right when COVID started. I got signed to Warner Music as a songwriter, and then I started getting with these guys. And yeah, when I met Mike, we were just partying. He didn't even know I made music for a pretty decent amount of time there. I think that's why it worked so well, though.
Yeah, and like to be completely transparent, like he just started releasing his own stuff, but like we're gonna make it a thing. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole thing. I have a great fan base. I know they're gonna eat him up. That's the whole thing. I've never really co-signed anybody.
Right.
This is what's happening. I'm gonna feature myself on his records. You know, he's gonna open my tours. He's sitting in on the podcast. He just has the whole thing where the synergies. We're gonna make it a thing, you know. And I just know he can carry his weight, and I know he'll evolve. And the biggest hurdle is just getting this guy to put down the bottle and get in the fucking studio more often. But he's young and he's
alcoholism is a big deal in this country.
Yeah, but
you can't force it. You got to let it flow.
Yeah, man.
There's
and also, you're speaking kind of on both sides of your mouth right now, because in the beginning you said them 9, 10 a.m. hammered drunk sessions are the best ones.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I can't.
So if you're gonna drink, you need
do
to
it
work
by myself, though. I don't know how to record by
that, though. Like,
and he's not on that.
So you have to drink as well.
Mike, well, no, but Mike,
and there's your
holy shit!
He retired.
We're gonna miss you guys when you're gone, but we're gonna love you while you're here.
He retired after the Mega Bender, and we've been bouncing around to all these new cities, and he's on. You know, he's a monk now. I wake up
hours and hours of meditation.
Yeah,
he's got the very cool robe.
He just sees me roaming around, getting ready to go out, and he just looks at me. He's like, "All right, Jesus, Skeez."
Somehow I
figure it out, man.
Hey, that does happen when people do get a little sober, and they make the choice. I'm not going to drink this weekend. And then other buddies drink, and they're like, "You piece of shit."
He's been buried.
I'm not
dare you.
It's so crazy, true. Man. It's so true. Somehow I turned into like the disappointed dad in the house. I don't know how it happened.
That's why he said he can't do it for much longer.
You got to clean it up, man.
That's fact.
You gotta get nose to the hardwood, man. You gotta get it going tomorrow.
Oh my God.
I'm literally Coach Mike.
More responsibility now.
But he knows, man. Like he sent me out into the battlefield, like on his behalf. So it's like the torch. He just
That's a fact.
sent it
Like,
my way.
Yeah.
I need to work more. I don't do that very well. I'm not a great work
Is this
guy.
a dream of yours to be an artist?
Shit, it is now. I'll tell you that
He's
much.
going out on stage.
Hey, that's a
It
tough
is now.
answer.
It is
That's
now,
a
man.
tough answer.
Son of a bitch.
Are you opening for
Yeah.
Just Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
For Just
Mike, and I'm
I'm only opening for Mike.
I'm throwing him into the fire. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
He got a little nervous when there was 10 guys in the room just seeing a little bit of drops of Jupiter.
Yeah. Well, I don't do it for the fellas.
Yeah. Oh, you do for the
I'm
ladies.
doing it for the ladies.
Attaboy. All right. I can get on board with that.
Come on.
Jack,
come
the
on.
first one snapping back
Come on.
there.
They love a guy with a
gonna have
gut.
the same. He's gonna have the same. You know, I see a lot of. That's kind of how I was. Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just got up on stage and like figured it out. Figured out how my approach was to performing. I banter so much on stage. Like, it's not a normal music show. I'm bringing people up. We're drinking beers. Like, I'm still gonna do all that. You know. So I see him kind of walking that path. The difference is, I was starting with 50 to 100 people. This is gonna be like 2,000 to 5,000.
Yeah.
You know. So.
I
But
think
the fires.
honestly, though, I think I'm more nervous doing karaoke in front of 50 than I will be in front of.
Yeah, there's less eyes.
I
You
feel
can see
the same
everybody's
way.
facial
I can't, like,
expression.
this fucker can't just be looking at me dead in my eyes. Like, what
Right.
are you gonna miss that note? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I might not. I don't know. I've never sang before, man. I don't fucking know. We'll see. I
Oh
guess.
my God. So what are your emotions going into this thing?
I'm
This is your first
excited.
show. This is going to be your first show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm excited, man. I mean, I'm super grateful though. You know, Mike pulled me out of a fucking. He pulled me out of a situation. I was not going to be doing. What the fuck was I going to be doing? I'd probably be doing insurance again. back in Omaha, I'd be doing it well.
In Omaha?
Yeah, I would have gone back to
Rooting
Omaha
on the
pretty
best first
quick.
team of all time.
Yeah, I swear to God, rooting on the boys. Go Big Red.
And you grew up in Nebraska?
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
you've really made it out of the
Best place
trenches.
on earth, man. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can go that route too.
No, that's, it is. I love it, man.
You gotta
Hey, I'll
get
go
to see
anywhere
the
you
band,
want right now.
bro.
He's a simple guy.
Well,
Like
yeah.
simple things, you know.
Yeah, man. I'm glad he pulled me out of LA when he was getting on the road.
He was buddies with all the kids, all like the really handsome young like TikTok. At that time it was Vine, like the
Love Vine.
like
The fellas.
all
Yeah.
like
Good guys.
like good guys, but they were all the stars, and Skeez was just like the good times guy around, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he never really even saw himself, and that's what I like. The whole thing attracted me to it, you know. He's not one of those dudes who's like, hey, look at me, but everyone ends up looking at him. You know what I
Right.
mean? Where that's where I see it. I'm not really in. Has to be just that perfect thing, and where I feel like it is that, you know. So
No, I agree with that statement. When I first walked in here, a couple minutes late, I apologize.
Big league.
Yeah, Skeez is in here.
like who the
Fucking
fuck is
just
this
no,
guy?
no. He was just showing out. He was owning the entire room.
Mhm.
These two were having a little bromance about Nebraska.
We were.
Go Big
Talking
Red.
about the Bussin Bowl coming soon this fall. So
You
that's
guys
the
are
thing.
fucking killing it. I want to point out. I mean, my first time I came, I was extremely hungover.
Yeah. Tough look.
Johnny Manziel was in town, so that will tell you exactly what the fuck
Double
why I was so
hangover,
hungover.
Yeah.
I mean, not to blame it on him. We were on like a pretty sick one, finishing the album in Nashville at the time. And I was sweating my balls off on, I don't know what kind of situation you guys, it was
Yeah. Very murky.
was not comfortable.
Yeah, it was not comfortable.
At one point, I almost turned to you and just like, I gotta get out of here. I just thought I was, you know what I mean?
Pass out, my
Yeah.
God.
He didn't even know you. He's like, hey, buddy, I gotta go.
I gotta go. You know?
Yeah.
Like I was giving you the,
Yeah, there's levels. Hey, there's
Johnny's
levels. We're talking about
mid-conversation.
levels. Hey, we have a new bigger shed.
yeah, I'm trying to like give spiritual input into like the Johnny Manziel situation. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I even on the couch? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a great experience. Got to meet you guys. We had been talking for a while, but since then, like you've been following me, I've been paying a lot more attention to you guys. It just seems like you're climbing the ranks constantly.
It's
We're
been
going,
well,
baby.
The
man.
Bussin'
We
Bowl is
understand it.
like, bro, that's
That's the
massive.
thing.
And
It's unbelievable.
Skeez, we
I
gotta
think
win
it's
that
a-
one.
Bro, come on. I mean, if
We're
they
gonna
need a
win
quarterback, Nebraska Scott.
Regardless of who's gonna win that game, like that might not be like the most financially driven thing we've done, but it might be the coolest thing we've ever done. To be able to have
Who cares about the money
major
for
D1
something like that,
schools
bro?
like fight over something that we just decided that's gonna be a cool idea and they go with it.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit.
know, that's
Now
gonna
I
be
don't think there's a chance in hell Nebraska wins. I think they have amazing facilities. I think Scott Frost is unbelievable. They have a really Gordy go hard on the defense. Garrett Nelson.
You want to do this? Are we doing this?
Hang on. Don't feed into it.
Are we gonna do
He's
this?
trying to get started. He's
I was
getting
just saying,
started
we're
early.
gonna do
Well, I
this.
do-
Why are we doing this?
I do think Nebraska will dominate for the next 8 years.
The
But
Bussin'
I
Bowl.
think it'll be awesome to have the Bussin' Bowl in Ann Arbor for 8. I think it'll be unbelievable. And I think it'll be great for, maybe not for our relationship, but like all of this right now.
For sure.
yeah.
You guys got to get the Nebraska audience going. That's a
I
loyal
could
fan
not
base.
do it anymore.
Performing in Lincoln or Omaha?
Yeah. Well, we need to holler at us. We'll do the Bussin' Bowl halftime. We'll do the fucking we'll do the
Skeez will sing Drops of Jupiter at halftime.
No, I need to do it, man. I need to do a fucking the what's it called? The song. Jesus Christ! I'm just not American. Yeah, I'm not American anymore. The national anthem.
See, okay, I was talking to one of my friends
at the Bussin'.
Yeah, that'd be outstanding. I was talking to one of my friends who's made it up very high in the ranks of music, and I was talking to him like he was for the World Series when the Braves was in. They wanted him to come sing the national anthem, and he's like, I don't want to do it. And I was like, why would you not want to? Because he's like, because if I do it, it's fine. Look, I did it. Here I am. Boom. If I mess up, it's treason.
No.
Oh, you don't believe in what I just said?
No.
You're not subscribing to
I
that.
can mess it up. Who cares? It's not a respect thing to I can't sing that well.
Yeah,
but I love the game.
I think if you smoke it with a dangling cigarette in your mouth,
dangling cigarette,
gut out, and say, "Hey, this
crop top." Yeah, I was just
gonna go well.
The wheels off.
Yeah, yep.
Absolutely. It's not gonna go well.
Yeah,
you can't lose.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Really if you dive in with that insurance policy, your insurance. If you put that insurance policy, hey, I'm not that great.
I'm not the guy.
People go, hey, he's not bad.
Not that bad.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that guy.
Yeah. On top of that,
Virgil Simpson, you can have the crown. Hey, ain't that bad? You
On
know.
top of that, we can do a little insider trading action, and you bet the overs on how long the national anthem goes.
Yeah.
And
I'm all about prison. I'm all about white collar prison. That sounds like something I'd like to do.
I'm taking the overs, telling everybody right now, if I do a national anthem, take the overs.
Yeah.
I'll drag that thing on. Hit that high note.
Oh my God, that's hilarious, dude.
To get back on you, Mike.
Yeah. The fuck, Skeez? This is supposed to be my episode.
Mike away, dude. What the fuck? No, you good.
No. But I'm curious, like, when and why did it start to transition from Mike Stud to just Mike?
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that back up.
Yeah. So if I'm being completely honest, like Foley could probably, he could tell you. I said this. We probably started talking about the idea of switching maybe 5-6 years ago, right? And it was. I knew I was going to do it. I just didn't know when. And I'm a big like I said. I kind of just let it flow, and then when it feels right. But I really started to take a step back on the Mike Stud releases. I was working on a new sound. I invested in my own studio, in my home. I started, like I said, I started getting the reps, and it was like a tough time because from the outside looking in, everyone's like, "Oh, he's falling off, like it's over." Like he had a good little run, like the college white rapper.
Yeah.
And everyone else in that space that I shared that space with kind of did fall off in that sense. Like he had a little run in it. And I kind of just was invested in trying to create a sound, and figure out what it was going to be. What was it? Because the old thing just didn't even feel synonymous to me anymore as a person, one. And two, like that sound itself has ran its course where like hip hop music had evolved past what that sound was really.
Yeah.
So, I'd say we did the actual announcement and the rebrand in 2020, right? Made the decision in 2018, early 2018, and I was just working on these records. A big guy during that time that came into my life and gave me the confidence in what I was doing was Post Malone. We shared like producers. The producer that I found and got signed and brought out became his producer. We started frequenting the studio and seeing each other a lot, became buddies, good buddies. And he, there was a moment in time where I was going to sign with him and sign to him. Business wise, it just wasn't right for me, but it didn't really go there. But what I will say is he gave me a lot of confidence at that time in what I was working on because no one in the public had heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this kind of new sound. I don't even know what you would call the genre of music that I'm making. It's definitely not like rap. It's not country, but it's kind of taking the ambiance of some country music.
Yeah.
And, but I hadn't really shared it with anyone. I knew it was good. I knew I liked it. My buddies liked it. And that's really the gauge for me. But someone at that stature kind of going on record with me and saying, hey, like, I really fuck with this. That really helped, like, personally. And I've told him that, and just kind of getting over the hump of like, yeah, this is exactly what it's supposed to be, So
you're probably nervous getting over that, like leaving the hip hop, what everybody thought of you as.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be candid, you know, like there was definitely a time where I felt like I was, I was taking steps backwards. Like I was in these nice, like I said, grandiose studios with great producers and, like the whole, I was the guy, and then I'm back in my room in my house working alone, trying to figure out, Googling how to fucking do shortcuts on Pro Tools, trying to figure out how to do it myself. And it was like a gut check time, but like kind of what life is about, man. Like I felt when I look back at that time, like, man, I like kind of became who I am now, became a man because I was like, I was kind of back against the wall. I feel like those are the times where you kind of figure out who you are, and that's what this was for me. Like, it was kind of a double down on yourself type situation. And most people,
scary.
Yeah, most
scary
people
thing to
frowned
do.
upon it. Not my immediate friends because they got it.
Well, they might have just not said it to you.
No, they would. They would. That's why they're here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
good.
Like
That's
my guys will tell me like
I wouldn't
it's
have
not
said
that
shit.
situation.
You wouldn't have said a
I
thing?
wouldn't have said shit. I was
That's why
trying
they
to
call you
get
Skeez,
picked
dude.
up.
Yeah,
I get picked up.
It was on fires.
Hey man, I love it. I love every single one.
Yeah, no, but like I had plenty of people be like, I don't know, man. Like Mike says, you're still doing good, like it was like even my money guys, my financial guys or lawyers were like, this is a sustainable business. It's growing still. It's in increments and small, but like they don't get it. Like I knew for a fact, this is a long-winded answer, but this is really the answer. I know for a fact being in LA and being in the game, and I was paying attention to like, I had one manager at the time who came on who's very much an in person in the industry. And I know what the stigma attached to Mike Stud was. Oh, that's that like college rapper, kind of like douchey, like that was cool. I fuck with that dude. Yeah. But like, it was that. Like, there was a very low ceiling to what it could be. And, additionally, I'm just changing as a person, as a human being. And I don't even feel connected to Mike Stud anymore as a man. I became from a fucking boy to a man. Like I was a fucking kid when I did that, So all of those factors combined made it, I literally couldn't continue as is. So then it became, what's it going to be, Mike? And then the records, I knew the records were cool, So I just kind of, we started to roll it out. We made a plan for the top of 2020. It was supposed to do a deal with Post. I've actually never really said that. People know. Some people know. Some of my fans know. But the pandemic comes around 2020. And like, I'm supposed to go out on tour with him. He's not touring, So it kind of made this, it kind of almost forced the hand. Like, I'm just going to do this, rebrand myself, and we can reconvene on that idea.
When you say it didn't align from a business standpoint, that's what it was?
Yeah, because it was like kind of the contingency, and like the most appealing thing to me was like getting out, like the opportunity I'm giving Skeez, right? Justin Bieber did that for Post. Like Post had a few records out. Bieber put them out. He's just singing to arenas full of people,
Yeah, Post killed him.
And Post is just an outlier talent anyway. Like he didn't need Justin Bieber to do it. Justin Bieber just saw what he was out of the gate.
Put him in the audience.
And said, fuck, let's go,
Yeah.
But that was kind of the idea. Like the biggest thing I needed from him, yes, we have some songs together too. Now getting them out is another thing, being an independent artist and him being one of the biggest pop artists in the world. But we have one incredible record that I think if I could get out, it would be my first true hit, So that's still on deck, But yeah, like the pandemic kind of forced the hand, and I really thank God that it didn't happen the way it did because, we're having such a good time running the business and doing it the way we are. And now that the numbers have grown, when you have the ownership, like there's a lot of cool things happening, and it can be really lucrative in a way where I'm not necessarily having to get exponentially more famous to make exponentially more money.
Yeah.
I'd rather have less fame, way less fame. The fame's the least cool part for me. I'd rather be sustainable, be doing really well, taking care of my family and friends, but not necessarily having to fucking jump through hoops,
Yeah, well, that whole question of what would you rather have, fame or money? It's a difficult question at times because the first thought is money, but with fame you can monetize that to make it money.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Fame in turn can be money, and that's really when we talk about the record label paradigm. That's what they're doing. That's the commodity exchange. We're gonna make you so much more popular and notable. Your notoriety, your namesake the value will go so high that everything you do becomes money.
Yeah.
Hey, show up here, get 20 grand. Hey, hold this thing in your fucking Instagram posts. You guys know the game, Like everything becomes money as your notoriety goes up.
Right.
For me, I'm just not that type of dude. I don't really fucking I'm not mad if you come up and say hello. I'll be the guy to talk to you all day, you know. But
Hey, how are you?
I'm not. Hey, how are you? Give me a hey, how are you?
What's up?
I'm gonna give you a hey, how are you back, you know. But I don't really necessarily want to do a bunch of bullshit. I don't care about attention or fame at all, really. And actually, if I take inventory of how I feel, I don't even really feel comfortable. You know, like it's not what gets my rocks off. You know, I love going out on stage. That's different.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a connection there. These fans are there for me. They've been fucking supporting me. I made this music. They connect with it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, that's different. But I'm talking about going on this talk show and doing this, you know, and doing that. Like, it's not what it is for me.
Right.
You know, it's not what it's about for me.
Boys.
Yeah, no
I'll do all
question.
that.
This is
Bussin'
huge.
with the boys.
Yeah, this is
right
probably
here.
making you more famous than anything. We have massive numbers now.
I'm going mainstream after this.
Yeah, there's no question.
Yeah, you
With,
been. Go ahead, my
Oh,
fault.
sorry. I wanted to ask that one question about you and Post having an album together. You don't have to talk about like the necessary hoops you have to jump through, but like what are hoops that you have to jump through when you're an independent artist with the biggest pop star in the world? Like how do like 'cause
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, fuck, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. I love Post, love you. Like why wouldn't that be the greatest thing ever?
Yeah, just the business of it is essentially like when you sign a record deal, they more or less own your voice to a certain extent. So everything's just like, you know, if I'm an independent artist, I have to hop in bed and do business with the record label to put those songs out. Now I'm willing to, you know,
Yeah.
so I'm willing to, but these record labels have huge rosters with huge schedules, and Post is their biggest cash cow. They're working on his album. You know what I mean? So it's kind of I'm more. What's good is the only reason this even happened is because we're buddies. So Post has a strong enough voice to say, "Fuck it, we're doing this." You know what I mean? So that's really what I'm going to need for it to see the light of day. And if it doesn't come out, you guys know Post didn't do that, so go. It's on Post.
We'll have him on. I'll call him right after this and let him know.
But no, man, he's like the best guy ever. Really, like it was a moment in time. He was becoming very, very famous. He was a neighbor of mine in Los Angeles. I mean, we spent so much fucking time together, and it was just had a great experience. And then we made a lot of great songs together. You know, a handful of great songs together. So to answer your question, it's kind of up in the air.
It's all on Post.
Yeah, it's all in Post.
Yeah.
These are some of those things for you as like an independent artist. Like there's some non-negotiables that you can't. You're like, I understand that's how it usually is or traditionally is done. I just can't. I'm not gonna sign my name on the dotted line and do something like that.
I'm not even like one of those dudes like power to the people, fuck the label. You know, like it hasn't felt right for me to do a deal, and I know I could say. Not with 100% certainty, but I'm not going to do a record deal for me. You know, what I will say is like, I have no problem doing one-off record deals for songs, you know? So I don't want to answer the question, like, I don't want to give them a piece of my overall business ever. I won't do that, you know, like, like all my songs and everything I do going forward, that's where it gets messy, you know? But that's what I mean by getting in bed with his label. Like, I'll do whatever. Cause I know the value of doing a record with Post Malone. Like, I know and I just love the song. I want the song. The song's called Die Bar. It's like an amazing song, you know? So it would just be really cool. And I know Post loves it. We went out for his birthday. I went out there. I had just wrote the song, and he heard it, and he just fucking sang it right there, right in a fucking Airbnb that I had at the time in Utah, in Park City, Utah. So
beautiful spot, I've heard.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, that was where like the whole nomad thing happened. That was when COVID started. I went to
when you were out in the snow, the snowy area.
Yeah, that was Montana.
Yeah,
I did Montana.
Got you.
But I went.
He was Yellowstone before Yellowstone.
That snowy area.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah. Hey, that was tough.
Fucking jock.
We just all brushed over it though, like it was nothing.
In that snowy area.
I knew exactly what you meant. I knew exactly what you meant. But yeah, I mean, we went right when COVID started, went out. It was his birthday. We stayed out there for a few months in Utah, and that was what opened my eyes. I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of LA. I just felt better every day waking up. You know, it was like literally like just in the air. Felt better. So that was kind of what pushed me over the edge. We sold and left, and we were on our way.
When you're on the outside looking in on LA, you're like, wow, seems beautiful. Beverly Hills, all the beautiful people, great weather, beaches and stuff like that. But the more time you spend there and the more people you hear talk about it, it's like kind of tough. But there are people that love it. Like Brandon Schaub was on the podcast, and he's like, you get what you pay for with the taxes. It's unbelievable.
He's like, I don't know what Rogan's talking about. He doesn't fucking he doesn't encounter any of the bullshit he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon's my fucking guy. He's the man. I mean, he it's like, I think it was Theo Vaughn who said this really well. He said he likened it to a layover.
Yeah.
In LA. It's like you're not there for forever. You're not staying there, you know? And like everyone's kind of going there and trying to get something from the place. And it's not to say like the people, like individually, like there's a lot of great people there. Like when people say, oh, the people suck in LA, like it's not like fair to give it a blanket.
Can't generalize everybody.
Yeah, it's not a blanket statement thing whatsoever. But the general vibe, it's kind of like it doesn't have a comfort. You know what I mean? There's no like comfort. Everyone's like trying to scale the wall and get higher and
know somebody, meet somebody.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Like the girl, even girls like, oh, I was at Bieber's last night and then Jeezy's and then like it's just like always and like it's legitimate because if they fuck around and you know fuck Jeezy that night, who he's fucking everyone, and
just know he means it. You know?
Yeah, and he means it. He's a good dude, a great dude. But like, there's opportunity there for these women. Not maybe Jeezy isn't the best example, but like you know what I mean.
We'll say Jeezy, but we don't mean Jeezy.
Yeah, I don't even mean it. It's just like literally like there's opportunity for. I mean, we talk about attention being monetized. Like, I know girls that went out there with 20,000 followers and got 2 million. It's because they dated a few guys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like. That's a real thing too, and
I wish guys could do that.
It's just like the style. Yeah, I swear to God. Well, I'm dating. That's what me and Mike are doing right now.
You dated Kardashian for a couple weeks. It's over.
I'm dating Mike right now.
Oh yeah,
he's putting me on.
There you go, baby.
My numbers are going up. And I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna go pick up Jeezy. And once I'm done, I'm on a world tour.
Might be a little rough with you though. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Grass is always greener.
Yes, sir. No, it's just the style out there in LA, man. I mean, you said it right. Individually, people can be great. I have a ton of friends out there. I miss it out there, but yeah, it's like the style of like the social life is just not for me, you know.
I feel like that can be said for most big cities in a way though. Like, you know, there's just Passover people. Like, if your life's a movie and you're just walking down a street, there's people you're gonna see that you never are gonna see again. Then you go into these bars and you meet people, and it's like, I know this person, I know that person, I'm fucking this person, whatever. But the more you like kind of dive in, this is kind of how it was for me in Nashville when I first get here. You're a first round draft pick, and everybody wants to tell you who they know or basically giving them your resume of why you guys should be friends.
Yeah, right.
And then you kind of think, oh man, Nashville is just a superficial town, and it's no close to LA. But I feel like New York's like that, Chicago's like that, Nashville's becoming that. But the more you live in a spot, the more you're like, exactly what you're saying is you find those people, your Will Comptons, where you're like, oh, these are my fucking boys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, bro, I was in LA for like 5 or 6 years, and I was like, you know, when I left, I had the same core friend group. Sure, I made a bunch of other friends, but I had the same core, you know, 10, 15 dudes that I hung out with. And then as I'm like watching all the homegirls that I made, like they're on their 30th friend group. Like over the 5 or 6 years, you know, they're on.
I think women have a much tougher time than men when it comes to like
LA. Are you kidding me, bro?
Friendships
in LA, it's tough out, bro. You'll get chewed up and spit out quick.
Yeah, it's a tough little area. Big glasses, not wearing a lot of clothes, got to stay in shape.
Everybody's tall.
Will, how about you? Let's go to Will for a second. How is tell us about being a new father?
Man, we're in the trenches a little bit. I know it's not. Everybody says it gets worse, so I'm just always prepared for the worst, hope for the best type of thing. But sleep is minimal, but it's been awesome, bro. Like my wife, she's been crushing. Charles, shout out Charles. No free shout outs to Charles. She's been crushing it. We've been communicating well. Like we're just like a team, dude. And baby,
you're married.
Cerulean. I almost forgot her name. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like you know,
a team of some sort.
Like you go into, you kind of don't know. You know what I mean? Like both of you are kind of sitting there. You know, you're not gonna know how to approach a situation. Yeah. Like we feel like we like prepare for certain things to happen. If it doesn't happen, here's plan B, here's plan C, here's what we're gonna do. We talk ahead of time. Like it's just been awesome, dude. Like she'll take we went to Tennessee yesterday, so I was gone all day.
University of Tennessee,
yeah, the University of Tennessee for our Bussin spring tour. Usually I'll take like the first half of the night shift. Like yesterday, I took like the second half because I know I'll be up, I'll be gone all day and stuff like that. We get back, I take the baby, but dude, fatherhood's been awesome. It's been a little bit of a grind, but she's a stud.
Yeah,
she cries sometimes a little too much, and you gotta
let her know.
Her ass up.
Yeah,
did you tell her to shut up?
Yeah, I'll whisper in her ear.
Have you shook her too much yet?
I haven't shook her too much yet. I'll be like, hey, you gotta take this pacifier, motherfucker. Goddamn it! No, it's 2 a.m. Take the goddamn pacifier.
So
I already did my tweet.
What I
Just
will
fucking go to
say-
sleep now.
What I will say is I respect how you've been monetizing the baby.
Dude, hey, monetize the baby.
We
bro.
texted about this, didn't we?
It's a very
Leverage that.
a lot of different opinions about monetizing babies.
You're leveraging, and I'm respecting.
You just gotta go with it, bro.
You should have heard how he said it. We were talking about, like, well, yo, Will, you gonna come to the show on the 19th? He goes, man, like I got this thing. He's like, you talking about your baby? He's like, I'm a father now. He's like, I got this new thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm a dad now. All right, man.
She'll enjoy the show. Bring her as
I
well.
have to, hold her up, put her on stage, monetize the baby.
Monetize the baby.
Put a chug bud in her hand.
I mean, that's how you rationalize it to the wife. So, you gotta fucking feed her, you know?
Sweetheart, do you like everything we got
Do you
here?
like this home?
We got a new
And if the
opportunity.
baby can make its own income, now you're winning.
Yeah.
Nah.
You're offsetting costs.
Right, you're bringing in 3
Yeah.
incomes now, bro.
Exactly.
But it's been awesome, man. It's definitely new, learning
Yeah.
stuff every day with it.
I'm
But
proud of you.
yeah, Cerulean's been awesome, and knock on wood that she stays pretty dope about it.
Yeah.
But it's been good, bro.
And the baby
Sleepless.
stuff's crazy. With Wynn, my first kid, that first couple of weeks, I remember just being in the corner of a room to kind of like take away all outside like influences of her keeping her up and just like standing and just kind of like rocking her.
Yeah, I sit there and do that steady
You're
little.
just like kind of like just
kinda
waiting.
talk to her nice, sing her a couple Mike songs, just sing whatever song's coming in my head.
Yeah.
Like if we're texting, it would be a Mike song or something. But it's like
life
I
got
sit there when I'm getting like,
Oh, here he goes. He's going again.
yeah. And when I'm sitting there and I'm getting like, whether it's frustration or not, just being tired. But I'll sit there and just think to myself like, yo, this is gonna be the only time I have like my firstborn kid in my hand. So like everybody says, change the extra diaper, like do all this stuff, embrace as much as the bullshit as you can because it only happened one time. Not to like, put the second child behind the 8 ball, but I'm sitting there holding the only newborn, the first I'll ever have. And it's like, you got to enjoy those times.
Yeah.
You do get a little cocky with the second child. Like, fuck
Take
it.
it for
I've done
granted.
this before.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a mess. I'm the fourth
You have two.
boy.
I have 2 kids. Yeah. You're the fourth?
I'm the fourth guy.
Yeah. I feel like the fourth one, the lady's
They
like,
just
don't
told
even
me
just.
they said, come on, whatever. Just don't
He'll
be
figure
fucking
it
out.
out.
Fucking
Yeah.
wild when you get
Or
older.
the oldest,
You
the
got
oldest
it
is
easy.
like keeping you
My
alive.
dad's handing me cigarettes when I'm 10. He's like, here, just get out of here, man. You're pissing me off.
It makes more
Over it.
sense now why Mike's kind of fathering you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
hey, you gotta
I
get
needed
your
some. I needed
you gotta get
direction.
your shit together.
It was time.
I needed direction.
She said
man.
it was time.
It could have gone off the train. Could have gone off the tracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, you guys been making some headlines. I'm
Yeah.
actually stoked to have you on like the day after all of the headlines with
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield. He came on the You Never Know podcast. Go download, subscribe to it. It's phenomenal.
It's a great
I
show.
listened to that whole episode.
You guys.
But yeah, you guys been making some waves out there, some highs or lows, depending on how you see it. I saw you
Yeah.
took to Twitter as well.
Yeah.
My thought was kind of when I was listening, you said, was it, would you say like, are you,
said,
you
did you-
feel disrespected?
Someone's got to ask the hard
Yeah,
questions. you know?
I know. But I'm thinking to myself, once you ask that, oh, you know that's going to go
Yeah, but
viral.
it's an obvious question to ask in the situation Baker's in. Like anybody
I
and everybody's
agree.
going to feel disrespected.
I agree, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you
I
knew that-
mean, look, me and the thing with my podcast is like, obviously I'm a musician first and got a lot of business stuff going on. And the podcast is actually one of the most free and easy things for me. Like it's just another thing in our world, and I love doing it. I love sitting down and having conversations with people. I love it, And I feel like nowadays you don't really get the chance to just. If the cameras weren't on, like we wouldn't be having this conversation. Your wife would call something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just that thing, And
Makes you more in the moment.
right. And I have a great group of buddies. Like whether it's because I have the athlete background or just I think the athletes gravitated to my music more so than any other group of people. So, I've cultivated a really cool network, and it felt like a no-brainer to do the podcast. And like this example, I just went on Instagram and talked about it a little bit because everyone's just like, it pisses me off. I get
I
get
saw on
pissed
Twitter.
off with like sports media. I know you guys are technically sports media in a way.
No, don't put us in that box.
You're not though. You're not.
Yeah.
Put me in
I
that
was just
box.
gonna. I was just gonna say though. You guys.
in that
I'm about some
box.
clicks now.
It's that same thing though. Like you guys are. You're one of them. So that's why you guys are winning, and you're getting more and more guys coming on and just having real conversations because they don't want to go sit across from fucking Skip Bayless and get pride, and get pride for answers and clickbait and things and like what bothers me about it is like we had a 90-minute conversation. And I thought it shined an incredible light on him, who he is. I love Baker. Like he's one of my good friends. And just to see that, like, it's just such a clear story that what the media does, like they took fucking 2 sound bites that were like 10, 15 seconds long. And in the same breath, he goes, like when he said disrespected, like he goes, but that's part of the business.
Right.
He's saying
Right.
the same breath.
Well, and the same thing with him with the cubicle, saying the cubicle thing. He goes, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, he's like,
You know, he's like, obviously you can't, you shouldn't, but he's just like,
right.
he said things and then was like, I didn't need to do that.
And like, there's just, I don't know, anyone with any fucking savvy whatsoever who doesn't have, you know, an ulterior motive or a preconceived notion. Like, even if you had a preconceived notion, I've gotten thousands of messages being like, yo, thank you for showing him. Like, I didn't like Baker before this. I thought he was an asshole.
It was like that with us and Johnny Manziel.
Exactly. And that's why I did the thing with Ball Don't Lie with Johnny. Because, like, I have a weird vantage point with these guys where I fucking see them for who they are, really. Like, yeah, they fucked up or they've done something wrong or whatever. I don't judge people off their mistakes. I don't think anyone should be judged off their mistakes, you know? So it's just corny. Like, I hate sports media. It's actually firing me up to care a little bit more about sports. Like, we've talked about it. Like, if I wanted to, when one of my buddies, like, I could fly around every week and get a crazy sit down with everyone. I don't. Like, the irony of this entire thing was the only reason that podcast happened right then is because I was moving. He was my neighbor.
Yeah.
So I was just like, we've been talking about doing it, and I was about to leave. We're about to go on tour. So come to Nashville. So he's like, yeah, let's do it. And he had wanted to do it, you know, like it was kind of his thing. Like he hit me, we were out, you know, he was over and we're like, yo, let's do it next week. So
You
we
guys do
did
the podcast in Nashville or Austin?
in Austin.
Okay.
Yes. And he was like 5 houses down, you know? So it was like every interview I've ever had, it's just one of my buddies. It's happenstance that we're in the same place. I've never been like, hey, do you want to come on? You know, like fly him out or whatever. None of that shit, you know? So that's kind of the nature of the whole thing. And we knew it was probably going to be a thing. I didn't see it going. As I watched that episode and before we put it out, I didn't see like people demonizing him the way they are. And it's just pissing me off, you know, like
Well, it
doesn't seem like they're being, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
demonized might be aggressive. That's not the right
I just
word.
I don't think people are demonizing him because what people are saying about the Johnny Manziel podcast we did, I don't know Baker Mayfield. I love the antics. I'm an antics guy. So when he's doing the fucking nut grab thing against Kentucky and all that, talking shit, I like that. I think, oh, that's cool. Like, because if he's walking and talking, and I think when I was watching that podcast, hearing his struggles of being at Texas Tech and then having to leave and go to Norman for a month and a half and just play rec sports and then finally get to meet the coach when he gets cleared, all that shit, and you're like, dude, this dude's been through it. And then you go listen to the mainstream media of Sports Center, Skip, whoever it is.
He's entitled.
He's entitled. He's never dealt with issues. He was the number one overall pick. It's like, bro, regardless of what you like, how many stars you are, everyone has a different journey, but there's always adversity, regardless. And that's kind of the issue. Is people want to frame up people. People could look at me and be like, oh, he's a first round pick. He's made Pro Bowls. He was the highest paid at one point. It's like, yeah, but there's still adversities you go through. They might not be as dramatic as this next guy or something like that. But every day is adversity, and with more stuff, like more, what's the Spider-Man line? Where it's like, we talked about it the other day. With more power becomes more responsibility. And you know what I'm saying?
Will's tired. Don't ask him.
And he,
Will just looks at me like,
Will's half in this conversation.
Hey, the place up with the snow.
Oh my God!
You're exactly right.
But it shed a light on Baker that I enjoyed. I don't watch a lot of podcasts, but I saw that and I was like, it's making headlines. Let me see.
And you love me, so
I do love you to death. And you see like what ESPN's saying, and you're like, damn, like he really just said that. And you go look at it, and you're like, he didn't really fucking say that.
Yeah.
Those words came out of his mouth, but the context of what you're saying it in, it's like you're making it way worse than it is.
And like framing it like he was like saying it seriously. Like he was like, I probably
going on your
say
pod.
that, you know, like he said it in the same breath, you know, and we're
Exactly.
laughing. And it's just like, we're talking about, you know, I think there's a lot of delusion in the sport. We talk about this a lot. Like the sports fans, like he's a huge sports fan. I'm just like,
Yeah, you're
you
not.
say you don't call yourself a sports fan.
nah, because
Do you feel like maybe
I love sport. No, I love sports. Like I sit
I
down.
think you say you're not a sports
I
fan.
sit down and watch sports. I'm saying the sports fans' relationship to the teams, the players. I mean, you guys can probably connect with this. It's just like the ownership. I believe the entitlement's backwards. Like, oh, you get paid millions of dollars, man. Like, fucking suck it up. Like, one, you're not paying their fucking. You know what I mean? Like, these guys worked their entire lives while you guys were bullshitting, going through your childhood, having your fucking first drinks and your parties and doing this shit and going to college and doing that. These guys, like, as much as you could argue God's gifts, you know, there's so much diligence and discipline and sacrifice to become the greatest, like to become good enough to be at that level and in that don't compare yourself. No, you won't trade jobs with them because they've actually been working their entire lives to be here.
1% of the 1%.
And just because you're living in a region where they get drafted to that team, why do you feel entitled to tell them how their human experience is? Like, I just don't, I get it. I love it. I know sports is a staple in American society and in the world. Like, I think it's probably the best form of entertainment we have. Music, and sports.
And keeping up with the Kardashians. Those three things are really...
like TV, not so much.
Those things really box you in.
Music's really impactful in people's lives, and sports. Like, there's a lot of powerful moments and emotions in sports. I'm not downplaying it. And I'm entertained when I sit down and watch a game, you know? I'm just not... People aren't even living their own lives.
These guys ain't even living their own lives.
We have this joke, like, they're not living their own lives.
Their own life, man.
They get so attached to it, becomes part of their being, and they're fucking angered, and then now they're rude to their wife and their kids because the team lost. It's just I think it's fucking retarded. I think
I haven't seen Mike fired up.
I'm thinking fucking retarded. I think it's backwards.
I've been a media enough.
Oh my god! I think it's fucking retarded. And it's backwards.
That's perfect. I haven't seen Mike this fired up in a long time.
But to be honest with you, like, I don't think you're wrong, but I think in a lot of ways, like mainstream media, there's necessary evils that come into play. Having the passion of fans.
Totally.
Like, you know, when we lost to the Bengals in the division game, you couldn't talk to Jack or Garrett for a week. They were so hurt. And it's like,
I totally get
that driving force of people growing up and deciding, I'm going to be this fan, has propelled us as athletes to be able to make the amount of money we have, to have the kind of eyes we have on us. Now, the opinion stuff, that's where that little blue bird that we like to tweet on, that's where it gets a little difficult, because now everyone can say how they feel exactly. And it's like, you can say when the players lose, when the coaches and the players lose the game, but it's really not we. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a part of it, but at the same time, like, we have to do it.
Right.
And if you start coming at us, it's like, it doesn't do anything.
I'm totally with you. Like, this is just my opinion when I'm talking about, like, life. You know what I mean? When I'm thinking about, like, my being as a person, this is my outlook on it. You know, like, I've never been a person who's been fucking impacted when the team, I played at Duke, you know, like, the team won the national championship, everyone's going nuts, and I'm like, you know, it's just me personally, you know?
You're mad they did it without you.
But I totally understand, and that's totally, what'd you say?
I said you're mad they did it without you, but go ahead.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's just me as a person, but, like, that's such a valid point. Without the passion, it goes both ways.
Right. It's like an escape, right? And you know, like, you know as well as anybody who's coming at you on Twitter, any social media, like, if it's real, it says more about the person. And if it's affecting you in a certain way, like Baker, what I respected about Baker is, even though he's saying all that stuff, like, Baker knows who he is and what kind of status is around him. He knows going on your podcast, like, there's going to be headlines.
Regardless of what he says. Even if he didn't say those 2 clips, there was going to be something else taken.
But he's going to stay with you because he trusts you. And he knows what's coming out of his mouth. And like he said, whether or not it's true, it's up to him. Like, it's all on him. But he understands that, I feel like. The way he was talking.
Final say, too. Like, if Baker goes on any of those, like, Skip Bayless, any of those guys, like, if he accidentally says something, he doesn't get to come back after and be like, yo, don't put that out. Like, they're waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
Right.
With Mike,
Did you guys the opportunity?
Yeah.
Did you guys give him the opportunity?
I did that with everyone.
Everybody, yeah.
So that goes to show you even more. He just doesn't give he doesn't really give a fuck. He cares enough to say, he doesn't want to say anything bad, obviously. He doesn't want to upset anybody. But to your point, he knows himself, you know?
He's comfortable with himself.
Talking to his marketing guys, are just like, yo, like, this will be a fucking fire, you know?
Yeah, he'll probably be more, asshole tight about it than Baker will. Like, listening to him, like, it's like the same thing with Johnny. Like, do you have the regrets and all that stuff? Like, listening to Johnny, you just know he's forgiven everything that he's like, he's taken the power back from where he used to put it with people or other people's opinions. It seems like Baker, when he spoke, was talking about the struggles he'd go through when he would read stuff. Like, he's like, I see everything. As much as I said, don't, I see everything.
It's so difficult not to see things.
Right. And he understands that, like, at the same time, like, when he said, what did he say? Where he's like, yeah, but that's the game. When he said he felt disrespect, but that's the game, he gets that. Yeah. He's giving you a very zoomed in version. Like, let me go, boo somebody at the cubicle. But then he can sit there and say, I probably shouldn't say that. He can zoom out and say, you can understand the human element side of it is what I'm getting at.
I think that's the value, and that's why you guys are having success. It's why podcasts are becoming, podcasts will soon be the real format for these
I
types
agree
of
with that.
conversations.
I agree with that.
And
statement.
people just want, like, you watch that episode, you get a real temperature on who he is.
Absolutely.
You don't get a temperature when you put him up on fucking one of those ESPNs across the table and they're trying to, like, it's just, even when you sit down and have like one of the more serious talks, like the E60 or whatever, like, it's just not the same. There's just this candid feeling where you literally feel like you're on the couch with us.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our couch. My dog's got his fucking hog out on ESPN.
Is he all right, by the way?
Yeah.
Everybody was asking about the dog.
Some guy, some overweight guy who's like a sports media guy. I don't know his name offhand.
Cat?
No.
That was good.
That's good.
I like that one.
No, some guy goes, this is off topic. He quoted it. This is off topic, but what are they feeding that dog? His back's gonna hurt. And he was fat, and I quote tweeted and I said, "Is your back hurt?"
I saw that, bro. I saw that.
It's just, if I don't really care what you say about me, but I'm going to bat for my dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
My
going to
dog
bat.
doesn't have a voice.
He didn't have a voice.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's just we were having a leisurely little, what was it, like a Sunday? It was like a Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Just, I'm casual, he's just getting a nap in.
He
But
knows the cameras are on too.
Yeah.
he does.
Whenever the podcast
Gorgeous,
goes,
gorgeous
he
dog.
He goes and
Meat
kicks
out
my
here.
mic every time. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, that's the whole vibe.
But you did a good job too, because like we'll do the same thing. Like if a pod or an episode's taken out of context, like us or audience, like we can directly go to the source and just say you're taking this out of context. You can say all this stuff because again, in the same breath, like playing devil's advocate to it all, like the media has a job to do as well.
Exactly.
And you take certain clips that are going to get cut up. They're going to go viral. If you're somebody who strictly talks about football, not the scope of life, not the scope of the overall human being, but if you're just talking football, drama, and everything else, you're trying to earn a sense of credibility by either saying they made the right call, they made the wrong call, here's what I think about Baker, here's what I don't think about Baker, because they're trying to have like their own take, like
totally
they're trying
get
to
it.
do their job. Or if like fans are going back and forth, like Baker said it too, the true Cleveland people, like the real ones out there who are going and clicking and watching the whole pod, who are probably sitting in, I like this take, like Taylor said. But most of those people aren't going to go to Twitter and understand everybody's arguing about it. They're just going to be like, I like this dude now. That's why it's got
such
so
a
many
loud
views.
minority of people
Right,
on Twitter.
exactly.
Yeah.
But those people, that it's something
Good way of
with
putting it.
them that they're so pissed off about that they got to try and punch up or tear somebody down to bring them down to their level because they're trying to be seen by masses too to make them feel relevant in who they are. Like, look at my chirp at
Yeah.
fucking Skeez. When you go out there on stage and some Steve that signed up on a thing
I fucking
goes and
dare
back,
him.
who's the Skeez dude? Like, you need to get rid of that guy.
I'll dare him.
They're just trying to they're trying to feel relevant in their own story, right?
Yeah. And yeah, those people, the guys, like, I totally understand. Like you said, I think you put it really well. I'm definitely taking the opportunity to point to the truth of it all, like at least from my perspective, for my fans, and trying to rally it in the right direction because I care and I care about Baker, and he don't even give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Which is the beautiful thing, which is ultimately that's good.
yeah, but just that's where I'm at. But I'm also not oblivious. Like, this is what these guys do. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, like, these guys have jobs and they have families to take care of, and this is what you fucking do. So you can go in circles with this.
Absolutely.
I think one thing you guys said that is like real is like people ain't living their own lives. You know what I'm saying? I kind of
People ain't living their own life.
It is an escape. It allows you to kind of take away from, let's say something's not going good in your life, and you're allowed to go and shit on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do your thing over there. You know what I'm saying?
You feel a little better, you know?
It does.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Sometimes I wake up and choose violence.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I go to bed. I was like, that was a good day. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, dude, I used to be like, I used to have I don't know why, but I had a rage inside me.
Yeah.
I think everybody.
The
kinda
reason
does,
I
right?
am the way I
There's two
am.
wolves inside of all of us.
I'm not the
Yeah,
guy.
When you
people
feed.
people shit on me who've been following me for a while. Now everyone's warmed up to it, but like, I came out, like, I'm not having sexy conversations about the girls I'm fucking or doing that. I'm talking about like spirituality a lot on that podcast, like real life, because
People think you're on shrooms the whole time.
yeah, and I'm not. Like, I'm on sometimes. But dude, like,
That's good.
you know, I just fucking like, I don't want to go through life the way I was. Like, I had such an edge. Like, I would, someone say something to me, I'd hit him. You know, like, I used to get in trouble. I almost got I got in serious trouble one time. My 21st birthday, I spent my entire 21st birthday in jail in DC, serious jail, like serious lockup. It was tough.
Wait, what's a serious jail though? Because there's like jail and
You
prison.
get like
It was fucking, I had a
you get
felony assault charge beat the fuck out of this dude who was saying something to me. It was a drunken night where the guy, I think it was just when I was starting Mike Stud, like a song or two were out, and I was at Georgetown grad. Like I was playing. So when I said I made my first song at 22, I literally graduated from Duke, still had 2 years of eligibility because of the Tommy John surgery. So I go to Georgetown grad. I'm just like, I'm putting songs out, but I'm not gonna be a musician. I'm fucking, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to be a baseball player. Whatever reason, I get in a fight, and I used to get in fights all the time. You know, like I had a rage inside me. I don't know where it came from. And I wanted, at one point growing up, to me was like, what is that? Like actually look at yourself and evaluate yourself and be fucking real. Like, I don't want to be that person. That's not even, it was part of my programming. I grew up in like a tough neighborhood where like, you just like, that's how the kids were. Everyone, like Northeast, like hard nosed, like, what'd you say, bro? Like that kind of vibe, you know? And I'm just, I started seeing it for what it was. Long story short, the felony charge got dropped because of a fucking camera. Like, bro, I almost went into, I was going to be served like time, like a year. Like I fucked.
Was he seriously injured?
Yeah.
Did you have any priors before that?
Did I? No,
Yeah.
no, but he had it was, I started, this is actually, this is an interesting point. Like I started the Mike Stud career about $50,000 in debt. I come from like a very lower middle class, maybe lower even, like no money, you know, like, like no money to fucking waste. Like I owed my parents couple $100,000 after I left like school, especially going to Georgetown for a year. Like you only get half scholarships for baseball.
And that's if you're good.
Yeah, and that's if you're good. So, you know, I start this career, I'm 50,000 in the hole because I lost the civil suit. It was settled. Like he had a few major surgeries.
Really?
Yeah. So
hey, you must have fucked this dude
if that
up.
doesn't happen though,
Looking at that dude, American History X, bite the curb, motherfucker type shit. You know what I'm saying?
a few fastballs, bro. You know,
A few fastballs.
but like,
you're an idiot.
if I'm not in 50K in the hole, I don't know if I like, because what happened was like I was still playing baseball, and then I started to get a little buzz, and I started to get booked shows for like $5,000 to come play a college show. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
you know. So like I actually had to, I like basically left school and forfeited my compliance. Like as an athlete, you can't make money at that time. So I left. I just like went on a whim because I was like, yo, I need money. I don't really like playing baseball anymore. I'm like a watered down version of myself. You know, I was like,
because
was really good.
Surgery.
Yeah, like bro, I was throwing 5-6 miles per hour slower. Everything, the fluidity in my arm, like nothing felt the same. Even if I was getting outs, I didn't know why. You know what I mean? Like it didn't feel the same.
Like, oh, thank God he didn't hit that motherfucker.
Yeah, like it just
hurt.
in the
I
beginning.
hung that thing up there. I can't believe you didn't hit that.
Before I just knew exactly what the fuck I was doing, and it felt perfect. It felt like exactly what I was supposed to be doing on the earth almost, you know, where this it didn't anymore. So I went after it, but without that debt hanging over me, I don't know if I would have like really went after it and just started fucking going right away. I started going and playing every single show, like, and trying to pay back the money.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, it worked out.
It worked out. The criminal charges got dropped. Luckily, I was about to get kicked out of school. I left anyway, so it didn't matter. But the criminal charges got dropped because there was a camera over the pizza joint, and it shows him approaching me, coming into my space first, and he actually touched me. I punched him first, but he came in and like bumped
Was
me
he
a little
talking
bit.
shit about like Mike Stud?
Yeah, it was something along those lines. I don't even remember. Like then, and that
you
that
ain't
was
good
kind
enough.
of it took.
I don't even remember.
It took a few years for me to even look back at myself and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?"
I was gonna say, like, go into that moment. You talked about this rage, and then having basically probably the most important conversation with yourself.
I mean,
Like dissecting yourself. Talk us through that. How hard that was, and that process.
tough. Shout out the mushrooms, you know.
Is that what it was?
No,
doubt about it.
It was part of my overall growth for sure. Yeah, definitely. I'm a big fan and big proponent of just like microdosing and
Psychedelics.
And there's like the experiences you hear about where you actually kind of start to break societal norms in the programming that you grew up with. That's real. Like no one can tell me it isn't because I experienced it. I know how I used to be and I know how I am now. You know? So no one can tell me anything else. But in regards to that, like I think I had a breakup. I had a relationship with a girl, Jose Canseco's daughter. It was her name's Josie. She's a great girl. Like my only relationship I've ever had. I'm in LA. Things are going great, right? The relationship, it's the first time I wanted something and I couldn't figure out how to make it work. And I never really even had a vulnerability where I was even like, I never even had a girlfriend. I was always just like kind of a playboy dude and just never like locked in with anyone, you know? So that kind of rattled me to the point where like after that, and I couldn't figure it out. And I was actually fucking like sad. And also being in LA for 5-6 years weighing on me. And I'm like, after that happens, I'm in this nice house with my friends. You know, if you told me 5 years ago this would be your life, I thought I'd be like ecstatic and happy and proud, but I felt none of those things. And I did have this, like to this point, I hadn't really rectified any of the anger I had. And I think, well, I know now, like the way I was reacting in my relationship, that relationship wasn't supposed to last anyway. I know that now, but I started to evaluate every reaction I have, all the reactions, like all the things, the way I would act and what I would say. It was all egotistical. And, you know, like I would have never thought of myself as an egotistical person, like not blatantly cocky. My name was fucking Mike Stead, so that says enough. Yeah. Like there's a little bit of ego, you know, a little bit of ego in there, buried in there. But
how were you able to evaluate? Were you reading? What were you doing?
Yeah. So I like, it was tough. It was a tough probably 4 to 6 months where I stopped going out. I stopped drowning out, you know, the sadness and partying and fucking strangers, you know, and doing that type of shit and just being wild. Like, and I just wanted to, I care about life. Like I want to have the best experience I can. And I knew I wasn't going the right way. So I just had to sack up and like kind of look in the mirror. Biggest thing for me was reading books. Like I talk about this book all the time. Anyone who has any type of drawing to like wanting to kind of work on themselves, this was my Bible. It's the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. It literally, I had a euphoric feeling reading it. You could take that as you will. No drugs, nothing. And I had done drugs, so I know I know the high you get from that. Mm-hmm. It just felt like someone was speaking to me, and I've never stopped. I have Steve's book club. Like we talk about books. I fucking love book. I love it. And dude, you couldn't pay me to read a book. I went to Duke. I didn't want to read. You know, like I didn't want to learn. You know, and I felt it. I felt the tides turn, and I wanted to go inward and start fucking building myself up the way I actually want to be, you know? The way I when I close my eyes and think about the future, I'm sure every guy does, or every girl, you try to envision what your future is. It wasn't like being a dude with like, you know, 2 babies with 2 different girls and partied too much in his heyday. And it was like being a fucking respectable guy, like an honorable guy. You have a daughter and they look up to you, that type of situation. And me being angry and like hitting a guy every time they say something bad to me, what is that? That's horseshit. That's not honorable. You know, like me not being able to have gratitude for the gifts that I did have at the time, which I had a lot of gifts. Look at the lucky breaks I've had. Like even just being born with an athletic ability at all, or being born with a voice where I could fucking turn it into music and make people fucking listen to it. You know, those were gifts. And I wasn't really appreciative of any of it. And that was an awakening. Like, when you realize you're not really thankful for any of the things you got in your life, it's scary. You know, like that was the emotion I felt. And I didn't want any part of it. Once I realized it, the self-awareness became a thing and I started paying attention to myself and my emotions and how I felt. I realized I had a lot of work and I'm still doing it all the time. Like today, you know, fucking first hour of my day, I read, I meditate, and I do it because I have a rage in there. You know, I don't want that rage. I want to eradicate that. You know, and that's kind of that's like one of the bigger goals.
I love that.
One of my biggest goals in life.
It's a hard thing to make progress towards yourself as an individual, because once you realize you're making progress, you want to make more. But at one point you realize, oh, I can never stop doing this.
Yeah.
Because you're always trying to achieve that next level of like, what's my awareness? How can I be better in certain situations?
Self-awareness is a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Think about what the ignorance is bliss. Like, if you're not paying attention, you're hurting people. You're not even thinking about it. Fuck it. You know, like your human experience, your life is fine. But when you start shining a light on yourself and you're paying attention every day and you're looking at it, it could be painful. But I also think it's the biggest gift, because that's how you can grow. You know what I mean? So without the awareness, you're going around in circles. I'm interested in growing and changing and reinventing. Like, you know, and I think that's a huge key, is the self-awareness.
Yeah. It's probably, I would assume it's stuff for like, you know, a lot of people have like an achievement mindset, like being athletes. Mm-hmm. Like you say, how do I achieve and get to the next like awareness thing, like catching myself. I'm like, you know, I feel like I'm here now. How do I get here? And it's like, you can't even really be thinking that way.
Yeah.
But there's a devil's advocate in it where it's like, I want to achieve something, but you also have to be happy about where you're at.
Mhm.
If you're just happy where you're at, where's the drive to get where you want to go? You know what I'm saying? That's always like you're kind of fighting that inside.
It's tough.
Mhm.
It's I think what everyone learns is that as you get older, it's like life isn't supposed to be easy. We talked about this in our podcast. What gets us into trouble is the expectation that life is supposed to be easy. Why do we have that expectation? You know, like who taught us that it's not supposed to be hard? Why? Why do we think like, woe is me, fuck this, why is this so hard? It's just part of the human experience. And you know, knowing the athletes and knowing a lot of guys who are successful and have all the gifts that people look and be like, how are they unhappy? They got millions of dollars. Or, I don't get it, man. Give me that. Give me his wife.
Right.
I'll be good.
Many times you walk into a place and someone's like, if I had your size, I'd be doing this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Exactly. But even my point of
disagree.
What'd you say?
I disagree.
Yes, he's the biggest size guy ever. Complaining about his size.
6'3".
But
You're looking 6'3" in
my
that
point
chair
is,
right
no matter
now,
what,
Oh, man.
even
Come
if you are
on,
big,
come on.
even if you are big, you're gonna just have like, even if you are great and have these great things, you're gonna have a different set of experiences that make it hard. You know what I mean? Something's gonna happen.
It's like I want to say Tony Robbins says it. It's not
outstanding
the facts that cause stress. It's the meaning you give the facts, and that really hit home with me one time because it's like everybody has their own life, right? Just because like I play in the NFL and do X, Y, and Z doesn't mean I'm not going through my own wave of stress. Just of like everybody, it all means like the same thing. It's like the meaning we're giving the facts. Just because something happens to you doesn't mean this fact outweighs yours. It's like, well, what meaning are we attaching to it?
I haven't met or heard anyone say, there's 10 different guys on this bus. Has anyone not had really bad days and stress and fucking, you know, just feel fucking terrible? You're an NFL star, first rounder, went on and achieved your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had sad days and terrible days
There's
where you
some sad days for sure?
Dark fucking shit, right?
Yeah.
I've had 2 lucky breaks. And that was part of my thing. Like, I was like disgusted with myself for not being happy because I'm like, what the fuck am I complaining about? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm, you know, like I go to fucking order a cheeseburger and the guy's happier than I am. I'm like, I'm starting to wonder what the fuck is wrong with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think what I've learned as I've dove into spirituality in general and like trying to be enlightened or trying to be as enlightened as you can and at peace as you can is everyone's having a different version of the same experience. You know what I mean? Like in some way or another, you know, like everyone, there's a yin, they call it like the yin and yang to everything in the universe. You know what I mean? We're getting very deep here, but
I love it.
This is kind of where, this is like where there's an opposite to everything. You know what I mean? And I know I've had fucking terrible days. So anyone at home having a terrible day, like it's everyone can share in that. You know what I mean? That everyone can. It's a unification thing, really. Like everyone's having a tough time. You know, it's made me be nicer to people. I used to be a fucking asshole. If someone said something I didn't agree with, say fuck that guy. You know what I mean? And fuck you. Like if you don't like me, fuck you. You suck. You know?
Right.
Where I don't know what the hell he's going through. I don't know what happened to him last night or last week, or he lost his dad a year ago and hasn't been happy since. Like that's shit that I started to think about that I never thought about. It was all about me, you know, always. And I think that's growing up for me, at least. You know, this is my version of growing up. And it's been helpful for me to, ironically, I've gotten more successful the less I've cared about, like, you think when you talk about like having an ego, you got to have an ego to be great, right? Like
100%. You got to have like an obsession.
Yeah. And like you talk about, especially athletes, you got to think you're the fucking biggest badass, right? You know, you need that. But at the same time, there's another side of that coin. Like, I personally subscribed. I have like "Don't Try" tattooed right here. I think we're supposed to be who we're supposed to be, and when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, yes, there's hard times, and yes, there's grind. But when you're being who you're supposed to be, you don't have to try to be it. You just be you. You know what I mean? Like to me, going and making music and doing it for 10,000 hours, that was where I was in my life. That's what I was supposed to be doing, and I actually got a lot of success. I got a lot more tangible success when I stopped caring about it as much. Take that as you will, you know what I mean?
Probably because you felt more aligned with what you were wanting to do. It's more like when you're saying like desiring certain things, it's like it's not bad, I don't think, to have a desire. Maybe too many could be tough because you're trying to like chase all these different rabbits.
Yeah.
But maybe you're like when you're aligned with your desire, you're probably you feel like you're not trying because you were being who you want to
It
be.
feels organic to you.
Right.
Oh, I am supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might seem hard for other people. Not like don't try. Like, hey, you're trying to get a scholarship. Hey, don't worry about it. Don't even try. It's nothing like
it's
that.
not a don't work hard thing either.
Yeah, that's
don't
what
want
the
it.
about
the people get messed up about is
Exactly.
that 100%.
Dude, I work hard. Like I tattooed that on my leg as I'm working the hardest I've ever worked. Like I'm making music every fucking day. I'm on business calls every day. But my point is like is that Charles Bukowski is one of my favorite authors, and that's on his tombstone. And his story, more or less, I'll give it like a nutshell, is just like he wanted to be a famous writer his entire life and had a terrible life. Like was ridiculed as a kid, had a bad skin disease, never found love, had a terrible go of it, work jobs he hated. Would write. And it was coming from a place of lack. Like, I need this. Like, I don't have enough. Like I need. And his career took off. He became a legend after he stopped caring. It was over. He was like in his 60s. Like his prime had passed him by, and he was writing just for the pure joy because he needed to. It was him. He wasn't trying to be a famous writer. He just fucking needed to write. And he stopped caring about, like, it's detaching from the results. And that's when you get the results.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Most people, it's too late to find out that the journey was the whole point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. I think
You gotta
the
try and-
destination that you're trying to get to is ever evolving. You know what I mean?
Destination is the journey.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like there is no such thing really, because
Right.
by the time you get there and you achieve that goal, your goals have shifted.
Yeah.
Really, or at least you get there. We could speak to, like, you get it. You check a fucking, like, some of your biggest goals. Like, once you get it, right? Like, your life isn't fucking completely
No,
transformed.
because you look to the next thing. You're like, okay, what's next? What am I going to do next?
Right.
The first time I had a Pro Bowl, I was like, oh man, if I can get 2 though,
Right.
then you're like that dude. Oh, if I can get 3, you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. And McConaughey has a good. He was doing a speech or something like that. I think he was accepting an award, and he said like someone came and asked him who his hero was.
He nailed that.
Yeah,
one.
it's
I love that one,
fantastic, right? And he said,
He's a
my
legend.
hero is always 10 years ahead of me. I'm always chasing my own hero. And it's like, if you can do that in a way that you know that's the path you're on,
Yeah.
then you're cooking, baby.
Exactly.
Then you're cooking.
I
I think
knows
the hard.
he's never going to attain it. He's like, yo, I'm never going to get
Yeah,
there.
you're never gonna get there. And as long as you're okay with knowing you're never gonna get there, because like to use your full potential in life is impossible.
Yeah.
You can't. There's too many lives to live. There's too many interests in this world for you to do absolutely every single thing you want, unless you can obtain like time travel, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I lost my train of thought.
No,
for us, yeah,
We're talking about
You were gonna say one thing that's difficult, and then you went on that thing.
I lost it.
talking about achieving. No, but seriously,
I'll stay off in the
achieving a
distance
goal
now.
and reaching a destination.
Yeah,
Like,
We were all floating together. And
yeah. We all, and I just let the air out.
we're
We're
all ascending in here right now.
Holy
He's like,
shit!
hold on,
And I'm like,
let's
yep,
get back down here.
I fucking
floating.
lost it.
But
Yeah,
no,
it
I mean,
was.
that's really that's like how I'm leading my life right now, and it's been nice for me. It is. I think everyone's different. You know what I mean? So I just know how I felt. So my experience with it, like, I know what it did to me. So I try to share on my platform a lot. Like for a lot of people, it's probably too woo woo. I don't give a fuck, because it's just my truth and my platform. You listen
it's
to it or
your
you
life.
don't. You know what I mean? But it's just what happened to me, and it's given me at least a chance at like a fulfilling life where, because I know where I was going. I was just going towards what's next. Why isn't it enough? Why isn't it enough?
Yeah.
You know? And I like, one of my favorite people in the world. He's the guy who dropped me off. His name's Versace. He showed up to one of my shows 7 years ago on a moped. He drove 5 hours to one of my shows in Omaha. He lives on a farm in Iowa.
Hey, how are you?
Shout out.
And he was there before the show started, hours before. And this is back in the day when I had like 400-person shows. And he's there in a full Versace jumpsuit. And he just captivated me. He's now my right-hand man, lives in my house. He just takes care of me. He's like my mom and dad squeezed into a slightly overweight Mexican guy, and he's the best guy ever, right? But he
Slightly overweight Mexican guy.
He's literally the most content, fulfilled, comfortable. Like, his resting heart rate is like he's borderline dead. Like, he has
in the 30s.
it's low. Like, it's in the 40s.
Good for him, man.
And he's just like, he's just so fulfilled with just being here. You know, like, it's just enough. Like, and that's one thing if there's anything I want, my goal is just to have enough. Like and create you can kind of create enough just right here in the moment if you can get your mind right. You know what I mean? This is enough. Just having a human experience, and even the hard parts of it, it's enough. You know, like it's enough to have. And that dude showed me, like, I'm inspired by those dudes. I have a bunch of famous friends who fucking are so successful and millions of dollars and in every sense of the word are killing it. But I look to him.
Yeah.
And some of those dudes too, you're just like, you feel like they have so much like stress or they're like anger or it's like something's not enough. You're just like, bro, you got a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a thing like someone said something, it's like, you get to the point where, do you own the things? Like when you have a lot of things, like, do you own them or do they own you? Like all you're doing is like paying for upkeep and like worried about, and don't touch this and don't touch that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just going the other way. Like I drive a Jeep. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck.
It's a nice, you know.
It's a nice vehicle.
Yeah, Chevy, but
it's a nice vehicle. It's not a Chevy.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Honestly, like I said it to him, Versace on the ride here. I was just like, we're ramping up. We've been very idle. I've been working hard, but in the house a lot through COVID and not touring for 3 years. We're about to go on 50 dates, a big tour, and I'm ramping up and being more busy. And I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I'm gonna. The challenge is to be present and to enjoy it all and not dread it. But like, you know, I'm not necessarily like super, that doesn't get my rocks off anymore, having attention and being on stage, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just like the direction I'm going. I don't know what it turns into. I don't know if I fucking retire in a year. I don't know. I have no idea.
Like it could just be nerves?
Not at all. Like I'm not nervous. I don't get nervous. I've never been nervous about playing shows ever. I don't know why. But I think that says like,
were you nervous when you played baseball?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
why.
I was gonna say I get nervous about
The reason why is when you played baseball, you put so much pressure on yourself and you transition to something else. You're like, well, I'm not gonna be stressed about this because I'm just left something I was stressed from.
Exactly. And I'm like, I don't have any expectations of myself as an artist. I'm supposed to suck. I don't even know. Like now I've gone on, I've been doing it for a while. So, you know, it's a little different. But like when I started, I would just go out there and bullshit. And like that was like my whole performance style was birthed out of not being good. Like I had 2 songs, like, not trying. So I'd go out there, I'd have 20 minutes in front of the crowd, and by the time I got off stage, I'm like, I like that guy. You know, like we got drunk and we fucking played some songs, you know, like kind of, that's just how it all came to fruition, you know? I don't know. I don't know where it goes from here. I love making music. I love performing. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm definitely, my biggest goals are just about being present, being peaceful. You know, like I fucking love being peaceful. Like being in Montana, the snow area.
Yeah, the snowy area up north.
Yeah. Being in the snow. It was like no one
in the cold water.
There was no one around, and I fucking loved it. So, you know, these are all new things for me.
Baseball is back. Shout out Game Time. No free shout outs to the boys at Game Time. And if you're watching right now, just take 3 seconds, hit that subscribe button on YouTube or hit that follow button on our Apple Podcast or Spotify. The only place to get the best, cheapest last minute tickets is with the Game Time app. Ever dreamed of sitting in the seat that you never thought you could? Behind home plate, first row in the outfield, catching dingers. It's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. Last year, Titans home game, you guys know the boy was chilling on the couch for pretty much the majority of the season. I would hop on Game Time app. I would hit me some incredible seats I never thought that I would ever be in. But I love being in these seats. I'll probably be in them again this year. Ain't that right, T?
That's absolutely right.
We're buying all of our sports tickets with the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code BUSSIN, BUSSIN, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Back to the episode.
Of all the places you've been traveling from your nomadic lifestyle, what's been your favorite one? I know my favorite one for you.
Me and him got different answers.
We talk about this a lot.
John, you got one?
He wasn't even listening.
No one can.
He wasn't even listening.
Yeah, we definitely, like, we talk about this a lot. We loved all the houses and shit. Like, one thing we have done is we've nailed the houses, you know, so we've had good setups and stuff. I would pick, there's different answers for different things, but my favorite is Austin, Texas, I think. I'm on the lake there. I just love it. And I think it's the most well-rounded. That answer is for where I would probably settle, you know?
Okay.
the most unique and like really interesting for me, I think personally me, because I think the guys got a little bored, was Montana. We're on a 100-acre ranch. There's no one in sight. It's fucking middle of the winter. I saw more elk than fucking people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, so water and mountains are my things, you know? So the lake, we were on Lake Travis in Austin, and I loved Montana. I loved it here. You came to the house on Broadway.
Yeah, you had a nice setup. Loud. I mean, there's
you would
a lot going on around you.
I would die if I lived there.
Going on
you know what I mean? Like, talk about the opposite of peace.
Yeah.
Put me up there.
Be great for Skeez. That'd be great for Skeez.
I'll pass him the baton to him. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna go do the rah-rah stuff.
Yeah.
Julio Jones lives there.
Did live there.
He did live there?
I don't think he's not with the squad anymore. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for Julio Jones.
Everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Where do you see yourself in, like, I mean, I don't want to say like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? But earlier when you were saying you don't know how much longer you can sustain it, what do you actually see for yourself in the future?
It's funny.
When you think about it, like, what's something that's starting to come out of, like, this is where I see myself going?
You're gonna hate this because I'm not gonna give you an answer. Like I've already talked about this with somebody. Like, I can't answer that. I don't know what I'm gonna do in I know what I'm doing for the next fucking 5 months. I'm touring, but these guys know I have some weird things in my life. We're not gonna go there, like relationships and in Europe, and like,
okay,
I want to go to Europe, you know, in general, before this even happened.
Monaco Mike is on his way, I think.
Yeah, like I'm just fucking, I don't know. I know I'm gonna make music for a good amount of time still. Will I be like everything we're just talking about? For me, it's going to a place where, like, I don't think it's like the best way to live the rest of my life. Like, taking out my phone, being like, "Hey guys, here's where I am today. Maybe swipe up and fucking download my new podcast." You know what I mean? Like,
hang on, I do that all the time.
You need to relax.
Relax. I'm walking off the story on the way over here.
No, we love our job. We love what we're doing.
Matter of fact, hit the link in the description. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that's gotta be the promo. Swipe up. Hey guys.
I don't want to fucking be that guy. We do. Fucking subscribe and rate 5 stars.
Exactly. No, I'm doing the same thing. I'm saying it for the longevity of my life. Like, I don't know when that bell goes off where I'm just like, you know, I don't know. Like, I do, if I had to guess, I'm going to make music and tour for at least another 2-3 years. Do I think I'll ride off into the sunset and, like, people don't know where the fuck I am and what's happened? Yes, I do. I think that will definitely happen.
Is that Pat McAfee?
Yeah, it's just like, I'm making money. I'm hustling. It's not to be seen. Like, I'd rather disappear, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? I'd like to make enough money and have enough success where I feel I have closure with it. And I know my friends and my family are good. You know what I mean? And then I could, you know, because I want to have my own family and do all that shit. You know, I've lived such a ratchet lifestyle, like very immature, you know, like all about me, women all the time, you know, nothing real. Like, so there's other things to life that I'm aware of, and I'm just fucking becoming spiritual and shit has kind of like opened my eyes to it. You know, I used to think it was the best thing ever to just fuck whoever and, you know, and just have all the attention and not have responsibilities and shit, you know? So I don't know. That's where I'm headed.
Papa Steve.
Yeah, Big Papa Steve.
You gotta monetize the baby.
You gotta monetize the baby.
Take those hats, you gotta get the little baby.
Will I be monetizing my baby? Yes.
The little baby bucket hats with Stevenson Ranch on it.
That's when I'll come back.
There you go.
I'll come back to the internet
and mock that up.
when I have the baby and I'm ready to monetize her. You know?
Yeah, I'm ready to monetize her. Already written it's gonna be a girl.
I'm not gonna do it, but
Does as far as like things running their course, Ball Don't Lie.
Yeah.
What's happened with Ball Don't Lie?
Man.
Is it reeling Johnny in?
Yeah. I am a full-time Johnny Manziel wrangler. Like, that's probably one of my best gifts. Like, I'm one of the only guys that can wrangle him in for some stuff.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite people. You know, like, he has his hardships and his have been blasted all over the internet for years, and TV and everything else. But love the guy, root for the guy. It's one of my missions is to help him be sustainable. And there's like this hoopla about him that's like, he comes from oil money, man. Like, he's good. Like, no, like, there's money in his it's not his. He's not, you know what I mean? Like, I know him. He needs, you know, like, he's looking for stability in his life and he has his own battles, and I love the guy and I want to help him. And we've done well a few different times making him some money, and we're working on something else with now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
Do what?
yeah, maybe
We can bleep out. We can bleep out.
Bleep.
We'll bleep out.
Bleep out. Yeah.
Bleep out.
Bleep.
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 We need to bleep out. Don't. When they bring up about Johnny doing a thing with. Yeah,
Let's
bleep
bleep.
that out.
Are you able to spill some tea
Allegedly.
for bleeping out?
No, I mean, you know, like,
I think you should.
yeah,
I think we can bleep.
there's an obvious,
Just the next 3 minutes, bleep this whole thing.
yeah, there's an obvious story to be told, right,
Mhm.
with him. So that's, it's not rocket science what it's going to be, you know, but it's doing it the right way. And we have, I mean, I'm in the middle of it, but we have an amazing partner. And it looks like it's going to come to fruition. So it's still premature, but
Yeah.
it's time. He's ready to. That's what Ball Don't Lie was, a step in the right direction and just kind of showing his true colors.
Mm-hmm.
And like he has to, he just has to dig in a little bit, on the next chapter. Dig in, commit. You know what I mean? And Ball Don't Lie, I think could come back. Like we're kind of taking it in seasons, but like. I think the whole goal was to kind of get what we're working on now, like a bigger, like more or less taking what the content matter of Ball Don't Lie and telling the whole story visually.
Yeah.
Like, and
Doing it the right way.
doing it the right way.
Where visually you watch it like the Tony Hawk documentary they did. You
Exactly.
seen that on HBO?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I think it will be really great for him, and he's actually ready to like. Give it another chance to just like rebrand it, a fresh start, like whatever it's going to be. I think he's extremely personable. Everyone who meets him loves him, I think he's going to figure it out. And I'm just trying to be the guy that can help him in some way, He's a fucking legend, probably the most polarizing and collegiate athlete of all time.
Top 5.
Manziel.
Top 5 at least, so hoping.
Behind Denard Robinson.
No way. No way.
Disagree.
Who do you think is the most collegiate? Who do you think is the most polarizing collegiate athlete of all time, if
First one
not
that
Johnny?
comes to mind is Tim Tebow.
I was gonna say Tim Tebow's a big one.
More than Johnny.
Reggie Bush is
I'm
a good
still
one
going
too.
Johnny just because he had just because everything that was.
Like Tim Tebow wasn't like getting shot out in a Drake song. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but that wasn't his clientele. He was getting shouted in every church though.
The Johnny.
Every
man.
single
You know
one.
what I'm saying? And that's a way bigger
picked up.
demographic.
valid point.
Way bigger population.
Yeah,
That's a
I mean,
valid point.
OBJ's been shot out in
Johnny wasn't going
a
on the press
in a
conference.
Drake
in
song.
Not in college.
Tears.
No, he wasn't.
a good point.
He wasn't.
I'm talking like literally like LeBron James was wearing a Money Manziel fucking t-shirt doing the Money Manziel, and he was a fucking college kid.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Right, but also Tim Tebow there wasn't as much social media then.
there wasn't really with Johnny either. That was the very beginning.
What year was
Yeah.
that?
It was 10 years.
Well,
It was-
he and I were the same draft class, so
About-
14.
Yeah, it was about I think he said a decade
You
ago.
and Johnny were the same draft class?
Yeah.
Fucking ball.
Is this-
Bro, you should have seen Johnny during the draft. Oh,
What was he doing?
bro, because he was thinking we rode over in the buses over there. It was like Mother's Day weekend, so his mom, my mom, him, and a bunch of other players and their families like driving, and he's sitting right behind me, and he's talking about like, I think I'm gonna be the first overall pick. Like he's like, because I knew there was talk about him being that,
Yeah.
and one of the big question marks was like all the stuff kind of was coming up, like, oh, he parties a lot and all this, because he had a lot of time. He won the Heisman so young, and then his eyes were on him the whole time, so there was so much more dirt on him, and he thought there was a chance he'd be the number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to the draft room, and obviously he went, I think 31 or 28 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it works in the draft is like when you get picked, you get picked, and then you go and do this like this media room of shit, like with all these like mainstream media people, and they talk about how excited you are to be a Tennessee Titan or a Cleveland Brown or whatever it is. And after that, you kind of go back through the green room to leave. And I was going back through the green room to leave, and he's sitting there like, you could just tell he's like, fuck this place. I do not want to be here. So mad.
When did you go?
14. That was it. That was the same year. So 2014.
How was that experience?
It was cool.
Were
It's kinda
you
a blur.
like always a badass? Just kind of knew you were going to be in the NFL your whole life type thing.
I knew I was gonna be a badass. I knew I was gonna be a NFL player. When I came out of the womb. I'm glad you asked. No, I knew I was gonna go to the NFL when I got my first scholarship offer. Like I knew that was like the path I'm going to take.
Yeah.
That's like that was because at that point where my life was, it was sporadic. I was in legal trouble. I was doing a lot of bad shit, and then all of
really?
a sudden, all of a sudden I get the scholarship offer. He knows.
Oh, I thought he was joking.
Oh,
no,
no.
really? No shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I was like doing a lot of
I
bad
can see
shit.
that now. You got a little,
we got
fucking
some
little
kids.
edge to you.
I'm 30 now. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 kids. I'm just trying to be the best dad I can be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
But I knew like that from that point, okay, I'm going to go to the NFL.
Podcast.
You know what I'm saying? There's obviously times of doubt,
Right.
but like not really.
When I saw you, your knee was banged up.
I know, dude. It's still little, but
Right.
it works real well. Now they're both little. I just got little legs.
Yeah.
These little things move though. You know what I'm saying?
They're working for you.
They're working for me, baby.
They're
A
working for
couple of pistons just getting after it.
Have you been a Titan your entire career?
Yeah. Since 14. So going on 9.
Are you the longest tenured guy?
No, our punter is. He's been there for
So
12.
basically,
He's not taking any fucking impact.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really cool because like I feel like yesterday I was a rookie. You're like, damn,
Isn't it
these
weird
weird been
how
doing it
that
for
goes?
10 years, and like you're going into year 9. Like, yeah, they say don't fall in love with the franchise, but I've absolutely done that. Like, I've absolutely like fallen in love with the Tennessee Titans. I love like being a part of it. I love the culture,
Mm-hmm.
and I say it all the time. I love being a part of something that's really wasn't special. It wasn't a special franchise. There was nothing really, no draw about the Tennessee Titans in 14.
Yeah.
We were really bad. To helping being a part of something that's like grown
Yeah.
exponentially and like has become like kids have become fans, and
Yeah.
you have great players like Derrick Henry, and it's just like it's been cool.
I mean, you've seen Nashville transform right in front of your eyes,
It's been, it's day and night different. The skyline,
right?
Yeah, it's been wild. The guy
Right.
before me, Michael Roos, who was here for 10 years, it's really cool because in the last 28, now going on 29 years, the Tennessee Titans have had 3 tackles. Which it was
Yeah, great longevity.
Brandon
Great
Hop,
longevity in that position.
Great
B-Hop
need.
was the first tackle. He was there for 10. Michael Roos played for 10. Then I came in, replaced Michael Roos, and it's been 9. So it's been, or going into 9. It's been it's really a really cool experience. Super lucky.
Yeah.
Because you kind of, when you get drafted, everybody wants to like stay in the same spot they are. And you have this like idea of what your life's going to be like as a player. And, you know, for the most part, except for these last 2 years, it's really gone exactly like it has in my head,
Yeah.
you know?
When you say accept, just the injury?
Yeah, injury. I came back. I tore my ACL really 3 years because I got popped for a PED that I didn't know I was taking. Obviously, I can go down this whole rabbit hole. The debate, allegedly, right? I can argue with a bunch of people again. And then the end of the year finished great. We went to the AFC Championship. Oh, he's in.
You joining the team?
Yeah, you know, I just figured I would switch it up.
Yeah.
When the scene.
Yeah, Bussin SR, dude.
Yeah.
I do like the brand too. It's hype.
Thank you. man.
Yeah, I got the PED, and then the next year I tore my ACL. And then last year it was just it was kind of like what you were saying when you were talking about baseball, how you just kind of like towards the end of the season I was like playing better, I was playing well, but I'm like, how am I doing? Like, how are these guys not getting past me? Type of vibe. And
Right.
now like I feel fantastic again. So
Right.
I'm really excited to see like what happens
Yeah.
in the future.
Amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, that's a fucking long career. I mean, knock on wood.
Yeah.
It's a fucking like
Well, this is year 10 over here.
year 10. Year 10.
Going on year 10.
Loading.
Going on
Playoff
year,
Willie?
year 10's loading.
Loading.
He might come back. He might.
I want to shine some light on you for a second. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. I hope you know. I hope you know that.
Man.
Like
I do feel really
when I
good.
watch your like the shit where you like call the guy into the closet. and you
Oh,
get-
that shit's hilarious, dude.
Like, dude, I like
Hey,
laughing.
do
Like
me a favor.
I'm not fucking entertained that easy. Like I was laughing loud. Like it was you had me.
Let's go.
But what you're doing, I mean, we talked about it on our podcast when you came on.
Mm-hmm.
For any of the Bussin fans that haven't seen it, let's shamelessly plug it. Go check it out.
Yeah.
I was sweating profusely. I think I was hungover again or something. Something happened.
Probably were.
I don't know what happened. You get me.
Johnny.
You get me hot and bothered. Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny.
Johnny.
But you're doing like you got a knack. You got a little thing for this. Yeah, I feel like you can really
Appreciate it,
crush
man.
it. You guys are doing great. It's
Especially
awesome.
for the social media world. This man, he's probably the best follow on
He's really
Twitter.
good.
He's probably
You're
the best
really
follow
good.
on
Like
Twitter.
you know, just go after it. It's really
Yeah.
good.
We're in that phase again.
Yeah.
You're just getting complimented?
Well, learning to accept a compliment.
Yes. That's
I
a
mean,
very
it makes you
difficult thing
kind
to
of
do.
like,
Yeah.
It's like you want to hear it, but when you start to hear, you're like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
like
But
I'm
then you
already
get-
smiling. I can't
but then you
smile
get in
any
your
bigger.
car
No,
and
I'm
yeah.
just- I want you guys to know
You
I
wanna
appreciate
I'm happy
it.
for you because I know what it's like to be like, you know, the career. Like you were everything in your life was about football your entire life. Like
Yeah.
from the most part.
Right.
Like
yeah.
you were just that guy. You were like a gritty fucking, I'm gonna bully my way into the NFL, and you did it.
Underdog.
Yeah, and you did it. And then like that's gonna run its course. I don't know however long you're gonna do it still, but like it's obvious you're not an idiot. You're not a fucking idiot. Like you're paying attention, and you know.
5 to 10.
But you have that little not confusion or just understanding what's next. And like
Mhm, absolutely.
I'm here to
yeah.
say you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing now. What I think.
I appreciate that, man.
You're really
Somebody
good.
pick up playoff Willie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If I was a guy, I'd just pick you up just for morale.
I don't know how that.
You're a morale guy.
I'm still
Yeah,
pissed at
morale
the
guy.
Raiders.
There's a price for that.
I'm still
Well,
pissed.
the Raiders are still in play.
That I'm not pissed at the Raiders.
Yeah, everyone's still in play.
I was just saying, I take back what I said.
Are you still? Is that a joke? Are you like still wanting to play? You want to play another year?
Ladies and gentlemen, please just do us a huge favor. I know we've talked about it. It gets a little redundant. It's a little bit better when it's me and Will doing this thing. But if you could go to Instagram, follow the boys. If you go to Twitter, follow the boys. If you go to YouTube, subscribe to the boys. If you go to Apple Music or Apple, right? Music?
Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcasts, subscribe to the boys. Go to Spotify, subscribe or follow to the boys. I'm really not sure what they do on that one. But I will say you do it. 70% of you guys are not. You're just kind of ghost following the boys, which I'm not upset. That makes you a tier 3, but let's bump that up to a tier 2 and you guys will be all right. Talking about a little Ikon Pass right now. The moment is now. The best deals of the 22-23 season are happening at ikonpass.com. Seek summit scenes, well, tickle, and future shred sessions before the prices go up $100 and promos end April 22nd. It's time to keep the stoke alive. Seek a season of fun in the mountains and do across 50 of the best ski destinations in the world. To turn up the stoke another notch, the Ikon Pass crew welcomes 3 new legendary destinations to its family of mountains. The storied slopes of Chamonix in France, the sun-drenched scenes of Sun Valley, Idaho, and the Powder Pillow deep history of Snow Basin in Utah. Additionally, new pass options have been added to the mix, starting at $249 adult. The Ikon Pass Session 2-day and the Ikon Pass Session 3-day offer a range of affordable entry points, furthering the flexibility and availability for riders of all means and styles to experience this family of unique worldwide destination. Score the best prices on winter 22-23 and get all the early season goods before they go away on April 22nd. Buy now, right now, with access to a total of 10 destinations by April 11th, which I think we're past. What's today's date?
Yeah, we're way
The
past.
18th. We're past the 18th. So you can buy now nor ride now, but you can still jump on for $249 adult. Save up to $200 in child passes with a purchase of an adult pass. You can still rock that, I believe. Claim your pass at ikonpass.com before April 22nd when prices go up and spring promos go away. And now back to the show.
Body bag.
Or should we not?
Get a headline.
Can we bleep this?
Let's get a headline. Jenny, get a headline.
Yeah, make sure you for sure bleep the part about Johnny doing a thing. Make sure you for sure bleep that.
No, man, it's kind of one of those things. Like I've talked about with a couple people. Like I'm very proud of like the career and everything I've had. Like I wouldn't change anything. And I think like continuing to play, it would be for reasons that people I make kind of obvious with like the brand and having fun and playing into it. Like the stress of, you know, wondering where am I going to train every off season and constantly thinking about absolutely everything that revolves around football, right? And being like getting that 1% fucking better. And there's like anxiety with it.
Oh yeah.
I gotta make the team. I'm going to a different city this time. Like you gotta like, you know, get quiet, put that over your head, reinvent yourself a little bit. Like that stress, laying on the pillow and being like, yo, am I gonna be on this team? Like those type of anxieties have kind of like gone. And it's more of like, I enjoy playing because I know the 10-year-old Will would be hype about what I'm doing and how I've kind of done my entire career. Like I feel at peace with a lot of that stuff. So whether or not it happens, it just, you know, that is what it is. Like I would enjoy playing again.
Yeah.
But as far as like that want to, like the obsession and the time and energy you got to put into a sport like football, because it's a violent fucking game, right? Like that's like a mentality that comes with it. And, you know, it's obviously it's like a bad thing to say or say it out loud and with all the GMs and head coaches that listen to this podcast.
We can beep it out.
You're right. But that kind of same drive
Netflix.
on wanting to throw my head in the fan and put my face in the fan just isn't there anymore.
Right. Yeah. It takes you guys like you got to be kind of tapped to be like an NFL like to take the fucking physical, just the physicality of what you guys do. Like, and I was an athlete, but like playing fucking baseball.
Where'd you play?
know, like never heard of it. Never heard of it. No, but what you guys
Like
do,
baseball.
it's just like you guys are a different breed. You know what I mean? Like, and to be a regular person in society, like you see a lot of guys have trouble with it.
Mhm.
It's just like, you're literally fucking running into a wall every day. Like if I can't think of something else in the world that I want I don't want to happen to me. Do what you do. Literally just get pushed and shoved and fucking trying to get thrown out of the way.
Fucking trenches.
Every fucking,
Yeah, the
you know what I mean? Like you're literally a trenches
them
guy.
trenches are gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little grind out there, but it's one of those things where it's so hard for you to see and deal with. I can put myself in any game I've played right now and be like, yeah, it's just kind of what you do.
Yeah.
Like you doing music. For me to think, how am I going to sit down and go write music,
Yeah.
put a beat together? What's this chorus going to be like? How's it going to make it sound good? And then wonder if people are going to like it. Like that's a tough. I can't imagine myself going to do that.
Right.
And it's the same thing over here. Like I can go play football right now, and in my head, it's like I know every play, I know my techniques, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do.
Is there more of a finesse to your position than people?
Depends what kind of player you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor's got finesse.
Yeah, you got
Getting
finesse.
out on
He's got the
screens,
sweet feet.
pulling.
Yeah, I do. I'm
Because for a guy that's just
I'm
watching
relatively
you,
athletic. I don't know if you guys have
There
heard,
you go.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
nimble.
I can move. I can move, and that's a strong suit of my game. Like a lot of dudes are very overbearing, very like heavy guys, and I'm a slimmer 307, 308, where it's like, what are my strengths? Well, my strengths is quickness and leverage.
Yeah.
And where I can kind of dip and move and bend a little bit
Have
better
a
than
little
some
bit of
guys.
piss and vinegar in that blood.
Yeah, no, I definitely
Come
play
on
with a
now.
bit of an edge
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
I like it.
So if you kind of like a lot of guys like to think like the big kind of cliche tattoo a lot of guys get is like the lion. You know what I'm saying? I would get a gnat. Like, because for me, I'm like, I'm just going to bug you all for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
I got better conditioning than you. I'm going to be around you, bugging you, poking you, prying you. Like, that's my game.
Talk
It's a
to
little
shit.
different.
And that sounds terrible
A lot
to
of
me. That
shit.
sounds
I'm a
terrible to
finesse
me.
guy. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I can see it.
Come on.
Finesse about anything else
Taylor's
but a
that-
bottle.
Taylor's that dude now.
Yeah, I know.
what?
Comeback season. I said Taylor's that dude now. Comeback season.
Yeah. We thought it was last year.
It's
We
all
were
right.
wrong. We were wrong.
Hey,
What is time? Hey, what is time?
Yeah.
it's always comeback
Still is
season.
this year.
Yeah, it still is. Exactly.
It's always comeback
Instead of
season.
years a year, right?
Exactly,
Who made
yeah.
that rule?
Yeah.
God?
Some
It's
idiot.
still this
Yeah.
year. I like that one.
Right.
So-
No, that's been
man.
cool, man. We appreciate both of you coming on.
Oh, hey, oh, hang on. We got a good tier talk section.
what was I thinking?
That's part of the episode.
So we're doing tier talk now.
Oh, I
we
got some
implement
notes on
this
that.
segment called tier talk. Today's tier talk is most attractive fictional characters.
Okay.
So Jackie boy back there,
My
who's
cartoon
kinda,
or just like
Shout out Jack. Great great. One of the better mullet mustache combinations I've seen. It.
This is
It's
hey, that's
Oh,
he's fucking
you, bro. Come
Give
on.
him his flowers, Jack.
What-
Come on.
be real.
what'd you say?
I said, you on a microwave now? He goes, oh, bro, I haven't I didn't even know that this dude had music like that. Like, I just got on him and I haven't stopped listening to him.
Love it.
I'll be at the show on the night.
You will? Fire.
Maybe front row.
Are you guys gonna be able to come or no? You're not gonna be able to.
What's the date?
The 19th.
Yeah, I can do that.
Come for like an hour. Don't be a pussy.
I
Listen,
just said I'm coming.
Mike, I'm truly
Can I
going
get
to do
some
my
backstage?
best.
You just hang out with the boys in the back?
Of course.
Will's got this new thing he's trying
Yeah,
out.
there's this new gig I got going on.
I gotta pee. We'll start talking in a second.
I gotta pee too, but I'm gonna wait it out.
But we'll see. I'm legitimately going to try. Like, I'm going to try and
Yeah.
finagle that a little
I
bit.
had this Zen in.
I want to be there. I'm hyped for you, bro. I'm stoked you're still going
You
on
don't need
tour.
to fucking come. You got a fucking kid. But come
I
if you
know,
can.
but like the support,
Come if
like
you can, you know.
Come on. I don't know where the
still
fuck to put it
talking.
now.
We're still on the pod skis.
Oh. Hey, the fuck are you?
Are we still on?
I am fired up for you, bro. I think it's cool you're getting back on tour and doing all that stuff. Jack's still talking too. And we still got the pod going.
We're still on. We're
Yeah.
still on, I guess.
Yeah. I was just kind of telling him I'm hyped for all your success. Like,
Thank you, brother.
it fires me up.
Yeah.
And I will say, I'm gonna pull it out too, and make sure to read this verbatim.
Okay.
Because one thing that you did for me that helped me a lot when my mom passed away
hmm
was you sent me a nice message, and the boy's gonna do his best not to get a little teary eyed about it.
I don't remember it, but sure it was.
You reached out to me, and what did you say? At some point, we are the eldest. We are the leaders. Take a moment, calm. Just breathe through this. When our parents go is when we truly become ourselves. Hey, I'm vulnerable with you guys because I
I
love it.
love it. I love it.
Until then, there's always a little kid inside of us somewhere who calls mom or dad when something is wrong. This is essential. This is an essential part of our self-mastery. It's your time. I have no doubt you'll absolutely body this and become even better. Time to make her proud. And, then it was just, I'm here to talk if you need it. Sending you love your way, brother. But that helped me a lot.
I appreciate it, man.
We just had a moment, Taylor. We just had a moment.
Dude, I missed a moment?
Missed a big moment.
But for real, that
No, I
helped me out. And I have an incredible support system. Like Taylor came to the funeral right away. Surprised
your
me.
mom.
Yeah, because he sent me a message that like really resonated with me. And it's a message that people, what's crazy about it is I got back on the pod and I did it from Vegas like maybe 2 weeks later. We took like a week off and stuff, but I felt it would be, powerful because obviously death is just a part of life. So I talked my way through it on the podcast because everybody was obviously reaching out and doing all this stuff.
You did really well.
And a lot of people have reached out to me since then. I'll check my DMs, whether they had somebody that passed already, somebody who's just recently passed. And your message is one that I share is a constant thing because that really helped me kind of like wrap my mind around it just a little bit more because you're doing all the things to wrap your mind around. Like I said, like my family, my friends, my best friends, my circle, like everyone rallied. But I just wanted to say that, not that it's something that I felt like needed to be said publicly, but I did want to like.
I appreciate it. I remember talking to you about it, and I could, I know how I have both of my parents still, so that was coming. I've lost people in my life, but I've actually, when we talked about reading and the things that I spend a lot of my days on, like death is one of them, and just the idea of growing up and what happens in these hardships, and I don't know, it just felt like the right thing. But yeah, I'm happy, man. That's great. And
you've always been, I know you're like Mike Stud and you got all this stuff, but the like one of the big reasons like I follow and like kind of like look up to you in a way is the stuff that you read, stuff that you share. Yeah. When I'm like, hey, what are the books? When you put me on the 7 spiritual laws and stuff like that, but I've just always been like, it's always been something I've thought about.
I appreciate it, Bubba.
What's that? The 7 spiritual laws? That's what it's called?
Yeah, you got to read that one.
I'll read it.
And it's so like, even if it's not your thing, like
it's a short
that's
read
right
too.
up my
It's an
alley.
easy read.
That's right up my alley. Like 4 agreements type of stuff. Like I'm big into that.
Okay, great.
That. For me, Will and I talk about this a lot because it's like when you grow up, it's like reading. What the fuck would I read? I could watch TV. And, once you start reading, I was talking to him on the phone. It's like I have a hard time justifying reading something that's not like making me better as a human being.
Me too.
Like to read something that's nonfiction. Like
totally.
I'm in the Harry Potters right now. I'm watching the movies. I've never really seen the movies before. Kind of diving into that, given my resume of who I think's what. And I'm like, if I were to go back and read those books, am I wasting time that I could be working on myself? You know what I'm saying?
I totally relate to that.
Yeah,
I don't read fiction. What I will say though,
yeah, sorry, I said nonfiction. I meant fiction.
What I will say is like, isn't it a beautiful thing to just change your mind?
Yeah,
there's power in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't be. I'm a reader now.
It's something as simple as we talk about in this podcast all the time. Like we can just kind of just say whatever because I could change my mind at any point, and now that's my opinion.
Right.
And
like a lot of people, if you look around the world, everyone's so attached to what they think is. Why does what you think about something, and why does everyone need to feel the need that everyone else needs to agree?
Yeah.
Like it's a weird construct in society. You look around, there's a lot of trouble because everyone's butting heads, but like it's coming from an attachment to their beliefs. You think about the political system, you think about it's all these attachments. Oh, this is what we think. Fuck them. We're gonna blow them up. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that? That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to a lot of people. But like, it's like you said that about Harry Potter. I'm the same way. Like like they'll give me shit. Like I don't really watch a lot of stuff. I don't, and a little rigidly, like we'll say the same thing. Like I don't want to read it if it's not actually supplementing my life and I'm growing from it, right? But even that's kind of a wrong construct. Someone said this to me recently and I opened my eyes to it. It's just like, no, like if you read a story, it can be really inspiring in a whole way that you can't even fucking imagine. Like you're using your imagination you could read a fictional story and like, like you're using another side of your brain to like envision and imagine what the characters look like and who they are and how, everything. It changed my mind. I'm going to start doing it, but I'm the same way. I haven't read any fiction because I don't feel like I have enough time, you know?
It's unique how there's, like we've talked about, there's so many different ways to live your life. And one of those things that people are doing now, even making money, is like video games. But for me, and I think Will kind of feels this way too, is like kind of like we're kind of treating life like a video game now.
Right.
Like instead of like getting all this stuff in this video game, it's like, how can we grow and feed our plants in the real world, essentially.
Right.
But now everything's going to the damn metaverse. So I'm like, do I need to start playing video games? Like, what's the deal? Do I need to have 2 different lives?
I'll be honest. I will not be a subscriber to the metaverse.
You're not doing
I'm
it?
going the other way. I'm going to the
You
mountains.
could get some real estate in the metaverse called the highs, man.
Yeah, you can. I probably will.
Steve's only.
I probably will. Yeah, only Steve's hang out.
Yeah.
Only
but-
Steve's hang out.
Build your ranch out there, man.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Get
But
another
like,
ranch.
I will not be the guy like puts on a headset and like spends his night doing
It's
that.
tough doing
I don't
that.
see that.
I get caught up in a couple games here and there, but for the most part, it's like
Yeah.
takes away from sleep, takes away from the kids.
Yeah.
Then, and it's just like, what am I doing here?
I'm more.
Video game guy. I couldn't disagree with what's going on.
Really?
Do you think video games? I haven't played in a while, but like when we had our crew, and we were playing like Rocket League.
Bro, we had
Oh
a
my
squad.
God.
Risk. Like,
You
I have
guys
a
let
lot
me
of
know
fun
when you want to get
playing
on the
video
rocket.
I get
games.
it.
Yeah?
Gamer tag.
Oh, the chubby hooper.
Is the in there?
No, it's just chubby hooper.
It's even better.
Is it cap sensitive or is
Chubby
it
hooper 44.
Chubby Hooper 44?
Yes,
man.
holler at me if you need me.
Now.
Yeah,
Holler at me if you need me.
I'll be here.
Hey, whatever fucking makes you have a good time and enjoy yourself. Like, I think it's fucking, as long as you're not hurting other people, like, fuck it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
video game for him, reading for me, it's somebody else,
Yeah.
you know? It's all.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things like where if you spend so much time doing something that's like not helping you,
Right.
you end up getting jaded when you're older and you see everybody else kind of like trying to grow and get better. And now you're mad at everyone else because you didn't take the time to work on yourself.
Definitely validity to that, right?
Yeah.
You know? Definitely validity.
It's what game you're playing, right?
Yeah. Choose your game. Constantly evaluate what you're doing and which direction you're going and fucking keep trying.
Yeah.
No right or wrong way of doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
there's freedom in that. Like, I don't know why. Like, it's definitely inspiring. I've been inspired by other great men. You know what I mean? That's what reading is, right? Or to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And that's like fruitful for me. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But everyone, like, there is no right or wrong way of doing life at all. You know, there's definitely universal truths and laws you don't want to break, like harming people and doing shit like that. You know, but there's no rhyme. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. We're all just making it up as we go. You know, that's how I approach it. Fuck, and try to share it. You know, and
Right.
try to help people. Like, I didn't know I had that impact on you with that. You know, I know it was just what I was inclined to do. You know,
Mhm.
but that's also how I approach the podcast. Like I said, they're not sexy conversations. If you're not into it, you're just like.
I mean, they're solid. Let's not sleep on it now. They're solid conversations.
No, they are. I think.
They're the type of conversation.
they're my version.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, but it's not Dan Bilzerian type
Exactly.
stuff. You know,
It's
he's
not
saying,
like,
Oh,
real-
I
like
see
I
what
could be
you're saying.
telling.
I see what you're saying.
Like I could fill up 5 seasons of podcast episodes of crazy stories of partying and celebrities and bullshit of living in LA for 7 years and touring for 10.
Mhm.
You know, but like, yeah, he tries to sprinkle that in as much as he can on the podcast, but it's just not what I'm trying to. You know, I think it's the most powerful thing is just like spreading a good word. You know, and maybe helping people that need it if they want it. You know.
I'm with that, man. The
Yeah.
philosophies that have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Tier talk?
Shall we?
Dude, Daphne is a
So we're
sleeper.
just going top 5. It's not a tier 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, we should.
5 tiers.
Yeah,
5 tiers.
So we're rating
aka
them 1 to
top
5.
5.
I'm throwing Daphne to the wolves.
Okay, hold on. What?
Yeah, that's how I'm
That's
coming.
his favorite.
I know.
No, it's not it's actually my favorite's not on here, I don't think.
Daphne from Scooby Doo.
Yeah. I get the merit. but-
Yeah, I would say
I get the merit, but I'm not
I'd
in.
throw her out.
Really?
Not in.
I
Not-
think so.
Not
I mean, you got Lola Bunny on there. Scroll up. Not that I'm in the bestiality.
Not really.
Who's the girl in the bottom with the cleavage?
No,
She's
Oh.
hot.
Man, you what?
She's
that-
hot.
She's hot.
I'm gonna go out of the gate. My truth is Jessica Rabbit.
Number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like I think it's a picture selection as well. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture
I
is.
think she's represented very well here.
You could have put her in a. You could have put her in a turtleneck.
Yeah.
You're right though. Who's Shago?
She go.
She's from Kim Possible.
I might have to go her.
That's
Over
my style
Jessica?
as well.
Her below Daphne.
You like her less than Daphne.
So you like Daphne the most?
No, I
The
say
least,
definitely
Least.
above
Okay,
her.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's get this in order here.
Okay.
What are we doing? It's-
You're gonna do your tiers.
so tier 1
We'll
for me
stay
is
out of it.
Tier 1 is Jessica Rabbit, right? Let's go down. Tier.
I mean,
Don't judge me, but I'm going Lola Bunny too.
both
And
the
she has-
high most.
Yes,
And she
sir.
has a tail. And
Yeah.
She's definitely a fucking bunny, but she's hot. I'm going.
get a wholesome vibe in there.
Yeah, I'm going Aunt Cass. I
Aunt
think
Cass.
she's, just feels like a classic MILF look.
Yeah, she'll.
I think I'm going Jasmine 4. She go 5, and
Daphne's
Daphne
Daphne
six.
thrown to the wolves.
Daphne's honorable mention.
That's tough.
Where I'm
What
at.
do you got, Skeez?
I'm going Lola Bunny.
1.
Oh God, and she can hoop.
Lola Bunny's one.
Why are you trying to produce athlete bunnies?
I'm trying to get athlete bunnies. I'm going Lola Bunny. I'm going Jasmine. I'm going foreign. I'm going Jasmine number 2. I'm going Shigo number 3.
Mm.
I like a little edge on me. 4, Jessica Rabbit. And 5, we're going at Cass.
So Daphne's out again.
Yeah, Daphne, not my style. Yeah, she can,
I feel like Daphne's someone I might want to start a life with, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got them good.
She's got her
them
life
wife
put
vibes.
together. Well, she does cruise around with 2 other men, another woman, and a dog. So
Chasing ghosts.
she's chasing ghosts.
You're solving problems,
She's
though.
got a wholesome vibe, and I feel like she's a natural problem solver. So
Definitely Aunt Cass has that wholesome vibe.
Yeah, that's where I get at Cass.
That's what you get. I think you
Take
marry
care
Aunt
of-
Cass.
yeah.
Yeah, you marry Aunt Cass.
What about you boys?
Man, I'm gonna go Jasmine. I like that exotic look.
Get it.
And
Jasmine
Cass from B Movie.
So 1, 2.
And then I think I'm gonna go to the top. Jessica Rabbit.
3.
Lola Bunny 4. Now my 3 and 4, they can be interchangeable.
They can flip-flop.
They can flip flop.
I get it.
5 is Daphne, and I'm not even gonna put Shigo in the equation. I'm gonna throw in a special shout out to my girl Patty Mayonnaise.
Get the fuck out of here.
Patty
Patty Mayonnaise.
She's got no curves.
She's a big time. Yeah, but
Built
when I
like
was
a
a
White
young,
Claw?
when I was a young gun, dude.
When I was
Yeah, when
a
I was
young
a young
boy.
gun, yeah, Patty Mayonnaise had it all.
Damn.
I'm gonna shout out Patty Mayonnaise.
No free shout outs.
Yeah, no free
No
shout outs.
free shout outs. Scroll down for me real quick. Let me see everybody. Stay right there. I don't know. For whatever reason, I feel like Aunt Cass gotta be my number 1 because she looks the most human. Yeah. There's a reason.
The mommy problem.
I got Jasmine at 2. Scroll down for me.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Scroll down for me.
Scroll down for me.
Scroll down for me. But
Keep it right there.
let
Zoom
me
in.
go Lola Bunny at 3,
That
which
tail
I
got
feel
you.
like Lola Bunny's now taking 2. And Jasmine's at 3 for me. It was a quick change. 4, I'm going Daphne. Go scroll to the top for me. 5, I'm going Shigo. And Jessica Rabbit's out.
Not
Wow,
your
what
style.
a
Rabbit's out. You're not a redhead.
Promiscuous.
You don't like the redhead.
Promiscuous.
Yeah, here's the deal. If I'm tiering these women, I'm not just thinking about one night. And if I'm thinking about one night in general, she still might be out. Because why? She's trying way too hard.
Yeah.
She's not only got the cleavage going, but she's got the side tit as well. And I don't like her photo. I don't like it. And it's not for me. It's just not for me.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree. Too much for me.
She's trying too hard.
I'm not bringing you home. You're
Yeah.
not meeting any of my friends.
She's always leading on that damn
She's
rabbit.
confident.
I don't want a life with her. That's for damn
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do
That's Los Angeles in a
want to take her for a spin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I look at her, I feel like so many.
Yeah.
I'll write a song. I'll write a few songs about her. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like she's been taken for so many spins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
arguably,
You know what I'm saying?
allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. But you never know. I'll tell you what, if, of all these women though, if I was single and she came into the bar and came on to me, it's
Yeah, I'm probably not leaving with.
home.
I'm probably not
Yeah.
leaving with the bunny. But I like
we're
her.
not gonna leave with the
Yeah.
bunny because I think people will
You
judge.
guys are gonna see me at the,
Yeah,
I don't wanna be
local
judged.
park. Me and Lola Bunny getting a bucket together
In the bushes.
in the bushes.
Since you don't have a pod about all of your, legendary tales,
Allegedly.
could there be a tale you share on the bus for a little bit of locker room talk? John, which one should he tell? John, look at how excited he is.
John's mind is.
I was literally about to say that.
The water bottle story. And this is our official locker room talk.
This is locker room talk.
All right, I'll do
Locker room
it.
talk.
I'll do it for you guys.
Let's go.
Here we go.
And the fact of the matter is I'm not famous enough where people are gonna go find this 2 hours and 20 minutes in and be like, this.
That's why you chose not to be famous.
You never know.
You switching out hats for this?
So
I think I've really found a home with this one.
I think so too.
I found a home. I like this
Yeah,
one.
it
It looks
you.
like home.
It goes with the pink right here, so I'm happy.
Yeah. All right. So last time we were on tour, it's only right we tell a tour story.
Mm.
It was like almost 4 years ago now. There's a tour bus, there's the bunks, and then there's the back area, which for me it's a bedroom. Like,
Mhm.
so, back there with a few gals simultaneously.
Okay.
You guys in 3?
2.
Okay.
Yeah. we're in Middle America somewhere, so you can just use your imagination.
You're in Michigan?
Michigan.
Salt of the earth
Do you
somewhere.
have is there a town in Michigan we're talking about? Detroit? Pontiac.
Probably.
What are their names? Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know. Somewhere in the, I think it might have been Michigan. Two fine gals, you know. Had a good rapport with them. They enjoyed the show. so we make it onto the bus, and yeah, you know, we engage and have a good time. We're back there. It's one of those nights. Is this a summer tour?
But he's still sweating. But he's still sweating back
I was in there for like 3 hours. I mean, when you get two good ones and they got a good rapport with each other, I'm trying to be present there and just make the most of it. You know what I mean? I'm in and
You're
out.
taking breaks.
The bus is leaving in like a few hours. I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty sure we delayed.
I think we did.
Wow.
I used to be like a different guy. You know what I mean? I was unhinged.
Rage. There's a lot of rage.
There's a lot of rage.
There's a lot of rage.
So yeah, so you know, I think we're past bus call, and I'm just having a blast with them. And it's an extended period of time, multiple rounds. In between, we're like acting like a couple, like a conglomerate, like us three. Like we're
moving as one.
I'm laying down, they're laying one under
We're all
each arm.
sharing
We're
one
talking,
arm.
we're sharing stories.
Mm.
I'm learning about them, they're learning about me. Those types of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, multiple sessions. I keep going up. I'm doused in sweat. I'm working hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm more sweaty than I was when I got off stage.
Yeah.
Like, this was my show more or less for me. My passion was through the roof. And I keep going back up there, and these guys suck down waters because everyone's getting drunk, and the waters are gone. And we get tons of waters from the venue every night. They're gone. And my mouth's parched, like really, really parched. You know what I mean? So I go back there. I'm like, fuck, there's got to be, you know, this is like halfway through tour. I'm like, there's got to be water. Everyone's asking for water. They're asking for water. I'm asking for water. Everyone wants water. so I'm fucking searching. I'm like in there. It's dark. You know what I mean? Like fairly dark. I'm searching. Fucking reach under. I find a bottle. I'm like, jackpot. Felt great. You know what I mean? I thought I was ready for one more round. You know what I mean? Get hydrated, gather ourselves. And yeah, you know, I was a gentleman. So I let them drink it first. And they both take a swig. And they pass to me, and they kind of have like this weird reaction, and just like, I don't know, like everyone's, you know, your mouth's parched, like your taste is a little off. So you're like, I've been drinking all night. Is my palate weird right now? I don't know.
Yeah.
I take it and I just slug it.
The whole thing.
Well, I slug like, like 2 or 3. It was more or less filled to the top. So like, yeah, like at least half of it. And about 3 gulps in,
Oh no.
I realized I was drinking my own pee.
Oh my God, dude.
And so were they.
So did that stop you from around
Put the
7?
fluids back in you.
So you guys will respect this. I couldn't let them know. I couldn't, no, because they drank it first.
And they're cool.
And they didn't overreact. They're just, I don't know. I mean, they're from Michigan. They're hard nosed. They're hard nosed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Midwest people.
Blue collar.
They're blue collar group.
Yeah.
And yeah, I realized it, and I made a split decision to just act like nothing was wrong.
Really?
And I can't remember if we got after it one more time or not. I don't think so, because I think you just get more dehydrated when you drink your own pee. I don't know. I'd never done it, but I knew what was happening, and then right away I fast forward to the morning when it was like I had peed in a bottle. I had peed in a bottle because someone was in there, and there was like I was in a rush, and I had like peed in a water bottle.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. That's what happened. Like that's the type of shit that happens on a tour bus.
Right.
But if I had drank it first, I would have been like, spit it out and been like, fuck, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, cool.
But I didn't want to ruin the vibe. We had such a great rapport back there.
Yeah.
Vibes,
It's
man.
all about the rapport.
No
you know?
question.
I actually got another one. I got another water bottle. If you
Yeah.
if you guys are still thirsty,
Yeah.
you can probably find another.
Yeah, so I mean that was really more or less the story, right? Am I missing anything else? They drank our pee, and then
You got back in the saddle for one
got
more?
back in. Yeah,
Were you guys
I got back in.
making out after?
I don't
I was
think there
gonna
was.
say
I
it
don't
was
think there was
the-
any. Maybe they were. I don't know. But they went on their way fulfilled,
Yeah.
and
Types of fluids.
Yeah, all type of mic
all
stuff fluid, dude.
types of fluid. They felt fulfilled, and I felt fulfilled. I went out and told the guys immediately. And they went on their merry way, and I've never seen them again or spoken to them again. But
They
I wish
didn't DM you or
them the
nothing?
best, huh?
They didn't DM you or nothing?
No, they're like, hey, did we drink your pee last week? I've been thinking about
If
it.
they see this, they're gonna know. I knew something was weird about that fucking. It didn't taste like Aquafina.
This guy keeps in contact with every girl. Like,
I love that.
now,
outstanding.
John's always trying to get you to talk about the stories. I love
but
it.
I'm literally not. I'm just. That was a great man. That was like one of the only ones that was like something like that. A lot of it's just fucking risque shit like that. But it was hilarious, and I actually, for whatever reason, it was just so fucking funny that like I didn't even really I didn't have a chance to, but I didn't really even get that grossed out. I don't know what that says about me.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that.
You were in the
grossed
moment.
out. Like I was just like, what I mean? I was like, fuck.
What are you supposed to do after? It's
What would
already
you have done?
It's already
What would you
done.
have done?
I would have done exactly what you did.
Yeah, I think you
absolutely.
you made the right move.
You made the right move there. No one was harmed in the making
no one
of
was
that
harmed.
film, and at the same time,
You're embarrassed. You're like, is there a way I can get away with this?
Right.
The answer was quickly yes, and you went that.
I don't think I could have said,
If
hey.
anything, that was a way to keep your head in a swivel.
Yeah, hey.
That was big time.
Thank you guys. It means a lot. It means a lot.
It was a heady play.
It was court awareness. You know what I mean? I had to make a play. I made the play.
Yeah.
That's all I had at the moment. But yeah, I mean, fuck. Tour, living on a bus with 12 dudes, busting with the boys, guys, get it a little bit. Like you're in a small space for extended periods of time with a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a grit that you earn. There's a grit. There's like a tough skin you earn.
Right.
With the amount of time we spent.
Don't come on the bus without a lunch pail.
Yeah, you just gotta be ready to put your fucking hard hat on and figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what we do. So
That's
sometimes
outstanding.
Sometimes you gotta drink your own pee. Moral of the story.
Well, we appreciate you for coming on. Anything we got to get out of anything else about Skeezy?
Well, Skeez, we just dropped his first record. Did you hear it? I Love My Homies. I mean, you're busy.
I've seen on social media.
Check it out. I think you guys will love the song.
Okay.
But he just put out his first song.
album or
About the
First song with us. I'm featured on it.
Okay, cool.
He has we're working on a bunch of records for him. We're gonna start kind of sending it for him pretty much.
Let's get that album, the Xbox handle one more time.
Chubby Hooper 44.
Chubby Hooper 44.
Let me know if you need me in Rocket League or
There's gonna be a lot of guys hollering at you to play after
Come
this.
on.
Oh, we could get him in Rocket League.
You guys got a great fan base.
I got game.
Yeah, we had a squad,
we
dude.
got
The
a
tier
squad.
ones really rip
You
with
got a
us.
great
for real.
culture being built in a short period of time.
Yeah, if relatively
Tough to do.
speaking, it's been very short.
Tough to do.
Yeah.
I hope you guys know that. Like, it's not. I mean, I know you guys do, but
Well, people say that, and you kind of like,
no, it's tough to
you're
do.
like
I've
in it, so
seen
you
it,
don't really.
I see so many guys who are great guys and cool and got money and a good setup and know X, Y, and Z and all the famous people and fun, and they can't get it going. Like, people have to care about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's tough to do. So
Yeah,
you guys,
we tell our fans all the time, like the people, this would be done if no one watched, and so we appreciate
quite
that.
literally, right? Like, you just wouldn't be doing it. Like,
Just wouldn't like
You know what I
there'd be no point.
Yeah.
Will would be on the corner right now, just fucking looking for a job,
It'd be a tough deal.
looking up
training.
at the sky.
I'd be training 3 times a day trying to get back
I'd
in
house
the
him.
league.
I'd house him.
Yeah,
You know,
you got a spot at the Stevenson Ranch wherever we are, if
Dude, I
if it
appreciate
all goes
that,
bad
man.
with the family,
Yeah.
come on over to the ranch.
Come on over to the ranch.
I'll come too.
You're welcome as well. You're welcome as well.
Yeah. Need that insurance
I'm more
policy.
worried about
also.
Will than you.
Yeah, well, listen, I might want to hang out though. You know.
Yeah, anytime, sir.
Yeah, we could always end up in the same city, just traveling around because you're a nomad, man.
That's how it happens, sir.
And I'm behind you, bro.
Come on.
A lot, you're a good dude, but also the Nebraska tie, like,
Go big fucking
we gotta
red.
get the Nebraska.
We need
squad
your help.
behind you.
We need it.
your help. I mean, this was a great opportunity to have him on this, but need your help just putting the tier ones on what
Yes.
the boys are doing.
Yeah,
100%,
I
bro.
appreciate you guys.
We'll
Yeah,
do
I appreciate you guys letting me sit in, man.
when we do our ads on Monday. We'll make sure to plug them.
SR, let's definitely do Bussin' with the Boys. I think this is a guy, Foley is the dude who is my creative for all my stuff. So this is all his designs and it's really doing really well here. If you guys go out to Nashville, like you guys don't really go out in bars and shit, do you?
Not as much anymore.
we got our
No.
first
You
live
can't
event
go
we
anywhere
did,
without
yeah.
seeing them in Nashville, especially.
Yeah.
Doing really well, but this will obviously help. But I'd love to do I texted you about it, doing
Yeah.
a Bussin' collab. Could say Bussin' with the Boys in that cursive. That's like kind of our staple font on the side. I don't know. I'll let him creatively direct it.
You're not
but-
Yeah,
forming
Matt
against
Foley.
them?
If you want to do it, dude, we can do it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. And then how are the Chug Buds? Good? Have they been going well?
I think so. I
Yeah.
mean, you talk with Allison.
Mhm.
A lot of that stuff is kind of like,
Yep.
Allison says we're going to do more than
You know who's become a buddy of mine just through that is Michael Chandler.
Really?
Oh yeah,
He's
Chandler's
a boy,
awesome,
bro.
He's the man.
He can chug a
You
beer
see him take
too.
one down
I
too in
know.
the chug bud.
That's how we started talking. He bodied you in a chug race.
Bro, I'm not the best, but I'll tell you what. The
No,
chug
hey, what are you
bud's
talking about?
in the chug bud game?
Oh, in the chug bud, but
Yeah, we're
just
not
chugging a
talking
beer in
about-
general.
we're not talking about
I've
just
never seen somebody
slamming,
faster than
yeah.
Will.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
what is it about the chug bud? You just can't get the
mechanics?
throat
Just
open.
getting used to it. It's on tape that I've lost a couple matches, so I
Yeah.
just think bouncing back. From
Now you're in your own head about it a little bit.
Yeah, I got to open the throat a little bit more. I got to
It's
get a
all
little
about
more
technique.
relaxed.
I'll take you behind the bus and we'll
I'd
go
love
through
to
it.
go back behind there with you, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
it's
stuff.
fucking funny, dude.
Good stuff, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the chugging thing, I don't chug that fast, just in general.
No.
When he says that, we have this little bit where I'm housing water, and I just go slow, and they just hype me up all around. Then I'm crushing it.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that. The sarcasm. You got a good sarcasm thing going on. Just keep
appreciate that.
laying it on.
Gotta keep laying it on.
Keep laying it on.
I love it.
All right, boys, shall we get the phone?